Hey everybody, early stream. Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing it even earlier on on Saturdays, but I am good. We have fancy lighting right now. Yes. What are we gonna? I think that's what we're going for. Hey. No. No. I think this is too. There we go. Yeah, it's actually just our normally scheduled late stream. Yeah. I'm actually an hour late for my scheduled start time for Saturday because I don't know why I keep thinking that I can get up earlier on any kind of functional like schedule. It's a, it's clearly not I'm not very good at it. Hi, happy Valentine's Day everybody. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you're here with me. The light shines on Mork, yeah. Mork the dork? How dare you? How dare you? Getting up early really sucks. Waking up tired? Yeah. I wake up tired no matter what time I get up at, and that's the real tragedy. Like, I could sleep 12 hours, and I'll wake up feeling exhausted. It's your birthday? That's right. Happy birthday, Ashley. Hi, Real Talk. What's up? Well, beautiful. Happy Valentine's Day. Hello, Maxine. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. I we're gonna start out just chatting for a little while. We might play some Love Thyself, a Horatio story, which is a dating sim set in an empire of a sci-fi empire populated entirely by clones of the same rich asshole. Um, so that could be fun. I don't know if it's any good. It's based on a game series that I really like, but I haven't actually. I've only played like the first couple of minutes of it. Horatio! Yes, yeah. I'm gonna sit here and eat some sushi that the sheep has got for me at the shopping store, the grocery store, the shop. Yes, as opposed to all those non-shopping stores, you know. Um, Horatio, what of perfection and wanting to spread perfection? Exactly. I'll be lying down. Scott. Sciatica is being mean. Gonna lurky? Yeah, of course. Thank you for hanging out. Glad to have you here. Mark, I had to clip the lightning soup. It's just my kind of humor. Did you? Did you clip it? Did you clip lightning soup? Oh my god. I'm so excited. Gotta go. I gotta go take a peek. Yes! Oh my god. Hold on. The lightning soup. Wait, let me like what do I do? I can just do copy link here. The lightning soup. I've got lightning soup. When I pause my fucking clip before it finishes loading, it just unpauses the moment it loads. It's like I hate autoplay. Um this lightning soup, it's what's for dinner. Like lean back over this way. The lightning soup, I've got lightning soup for you. You're gonna be a super soup made of people cooked with lightning. Wait, what are you saying? I'm sorry. What are you waiting for? Andrew Ryan found us. Okay. Lightning soup. It's modern culinary marvel. You've heard of an induction stove, but what about an induction puddle? You know? That's the real future of culinary engineering. Would you kindly? You want a little? Uh, I'm trying to eat this sushi, but I keep getting distracted. A little. Hello there. I caught you staring from across the room. Good song. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that y'all like it. I'm really happy to have a microphone that works. I didn't realize how, like, even before my old mic got like frazzled, I didn't realize like the difference. And we haven't even finished tuning this. That's gonna be like a this weekend problem. Like we're gonna fine tune it. We're gonna narrow it in. I say I haven't had the time. I've technically had I haven't had the emotional, like, the productive energy to get to doing it, you know? Which is really what I mean most of the time when I say I don't have the time. Because, like, I have to allot a certain amount of my day to, staring at the wall, consumed by existential dread, you know? If I don't meet that very basic, like minimum dread staring time, my entire personality collapses. Yeah, I gotta have that executive function, yeah. And hedonic function, otherwise the whole day is off, yeah. Yep. Minimum dread staring time. It's important, you know? It's like, even when I used to be, I have had more than one, honestly, it happens a lot, both with, like, other jobs that I've worked and with streaming. Like, sometimes I'll be, now this is not all the time. Usually the dread staring happens before I start getting ready, but I have fully gotten ready before, sat down, had a plan, and had to do a little dread stare off into the distance, you know? And ended up being, like, 15 minutes late on a day where I could have gotten started on time. Just because I hadn't done my dread stare yet. Like charging up an ultimate attack, it's needed for every task, but it's needed for every task, yeah. Yeah, like those you know, the real reason I don't like Dragon Ball Z, is that when they're charging up for 3 episodes before having a fight, it just reminds me of me doing the dishes. You know, it's a little bit too real. Instead of thinking of it as decision paralysis or anything, we can just think of it as channeling or prep animation. Yeah. Also, it just hit me again because it was a resub message and it's still in my activity feed. But Aria Moon said that Jacques the Whipper is my Dinkelberg yesterday. And I have never felt so personally called out. Because that's exactly what it is. Like, Jacques has done nothing to me, personally. I don't know enough about him to make any kind of value judgment on him as a person. I just... he is just, like, a lightning rod for all of my existential angst, you know? He doesn't deserve it, probably. I don't know, maybe he does deserve it. That's the thing, I don't know anything about him, you know? I've had, like, one conversation with the guy, and it wasn't a long one. Who's Jacques? Jacques the Whipper is a like TikTok famous performance artist, like busker kind of guy who does like whip tricks and comedy. Stand-up comedy whip tricks. He started and still does a lot of Renaissance fairs, and his home show was the same home show that I had when I was a teenager, first getting started. Like, my first job was working at a Renaissance fair, and I've had an imaginary rivalry with him ever since I was trying to be the most fuckable twink in Massachusetts, you know? Whenever anything goes wrong from now on, you need to curse his name. Jacques! Yeah. Tell Lily I love her. Lily, Parker loves you. Oh, she did do a little meow. She did. She did. I think that was who? It's okay, Parker. Don't feel bad. She doesn't even remember my name and I live with her. I need shower. I shall return. Good. Go shower. Okay. She loves you in the only way that she can, Parker, as a subject of her eternal villainous empire. She's so cute. She is. She's adorable. You do that almost every day. What, the dread stare before going into work and end up being late? I used to do it at Starbucks all the time. I'd get to Starbucks on time, and then I'd wait like an extra 10 minutes in the parking lot, staring at the wall of the Starbucks, getting ready to go in. Your tags are unhinged, puppy girl, giantess, tomboy, feet. I mean, yeah. I don't understand. I feel like those are exactly the kind of tags that I should have. Are they not? Are any of them wrong? Hi, Misty. How you doing? His stream uses imperial, not metric. Yeah. I'm an American. Do you think I'm going to learn a second language for temperature or like conversation? Please. I'm too what would we call it? Anglo-centric for that. Obviously, um ever since English was invented by the founding fathers in 1776, it's been God's language, and it's the only one that I will ever speak. If English wasn't God's language, why would the Bible be in English, huh? Checkmate, leg cuck atheists. You and all of your Carl Sagan worshipping evolutionoids. I don't know. I can't. Now do some parody comments. I feel like wasn't I just doing that? Oh, you mean all of you? Oh, happy Valentine's Day, puppy. I hope you have a productive day filled with friends and hearts. Oh, I thank you. Big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Big, ugh. Ugh. Goes, ugh. Jesus was obviously the son of God. He was the only white English speaker in the entire Middle East. Yeah. Actually, Jesus was born on American soil and he was kidnapped, and brought to the Middle East. I can't do this. Ah! I'm just, I can't even finish it. I can't even finish it. Um, Too real. Yeah, I every now and then I'll get partway through like a batshit insane conspiracy joke and then realize that there's probably someone out there that believes something similar. and that I could be taken seriously, and then I have to like action cancel in the middle of it because I don't want a clip of me like even like jokingly endorsing some insane conspiracy theory, you know? Like I love making jokes about conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theories and things like that, but like there there's so many that I would read as like total crackpot shit that have like a shocking amount of people following them. Jesus grew up watching Duck Dynasty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, when you started this bit, I really wanted to reach to the internet and slap you. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. The Mormon cartoon about Jesus is wild. Oh God, yeah. I can't. I can't talk about them. I can't talk about the Mormons. Pretty sure I'll get sued. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if the Mormon Church is anywhere near as litigious as probably are. There's probably a good chance. Mormon Jesus, yeah. Um, if English is good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for us. They just don't get the press about it. Yeah, I thought I remembered that. I thought I remembered like something dug into the back of my brain about like the Mormon Elder Council throwing around lawsuits at anybody who they think actually is hurting their reputation. I remember it, and I think it came up because they notably, I don't remember if they tried suing the Book of Mormon and it didn't work out, and then they like heel turned and tried to use it as advertisement, or if they acknowledged that it was just better to use it as advertisement in the first place, but they tried suing if I remember correctly. Okay, I thought so. Because I know they like tried to flip the PR on that like really hard. They're like, you've seen the play, now read the book it was based on. Oh dang, they T-posed him to death. Oh no. My poor eyes. You know, actually, this one's holding up pretty well. My eyeliner got like fucked up over here because like the moment I finished it, my eyes started watering, like it always does. I don't know. Check merch our clips when you get a breathing moment. No rush. Wait, is there a new clip already? We just got here. What did I do? Oh, you made it. Wait, you. Oh, what? The lightning soup. Did you make that? Did you post this? Oh my God. Am I getting fan uploads of content now? Y'all, am I a real streamer? I don't know. 1 second. Lalandra, what? Oh, she is. Yeah, oh yeah, you're so upset, huh? Yeah, you want attention? Right, meow. Morky, come here. You tell him, Lily girl. Yeah, Lily is very demanding right now. I think it's almost treat time. I might need to get her with the treats.
You better, it's about time.
Better, yeah. Right, I'm not, I guess I can. No capture. Do I have anything? I haven't been on TikTok in so long. Oh my God. Wait, can I do like a pop out? No? No? Whatever. Alright, I'm just gonna watch it. I don't wanna. Oh, wait, no, I can. There is. We're. SpongeBob, we're not cavemen. We have technology. Yes, Lily, that's right. We have technology. There. I did it. I just resized the window like a civilized human. Instead of trying to stream the whole thing. Okay. Lightning soup, I've got lightning soup for you. You're gonna be a super soup made of people cooked with lightning. Wait, what are you saying? I'm sorry. What are you waiting for? Andrew Ryan found us. Okay. The little graphics popping up in the middle. I love it. I love it. That's A+ brain rot right there. Put me in the brain rot machine, chat. That's so cool. Thank you. That rules. I love that. Who made that? That was Tep, I think, right? Yeah, you made that? No, yeah, that rocks. It's very funny. What? Yeah, Lily, I know. Isn't that kindly? Isn't that kindly of Tep to post clips for me? Because I'm too anxious to do it, aren't I? Yes, I am. That's another thing I need dread staring time for. Every time I press post on content, any kind of content, I need to get my dread stare for a little while, you know? I saw the edit as I rewatched the VOD, just had to make it. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Nice work, Auntie Nyanya. Oh my god, yes. From, what was it? It was, Sucker for Love. Both Sucker for Loves. Both games. She's the boss. Y'all better listen. Of course. Lily controls the narrative here. Like a boss. Yeah. I'm gonna put this second carton of sushi in the fridge real quick, because I don't think I'm gonna get to it and I don't want it to go bad. Hey. Talk to corporate. Talk to corporate like a boss. Approve worksheets like a boss. That flashes me back to high school. That was the first time I ever saw that. It was like, I think I was a sophomore in high school when I heard that for the first time. I remember it. I have a specific in amongst my like crazy fragmented like piecemeal memory. I will do that stretch and fit check in just a second. I remember this like that song and when I learned about it because it was me getting made fun of in Latin class for not having heard anything by Lonely Island. So I was like, that's gonna get filed into core memory real quick. Yeah, no problem, no big deal. Pretty lady, hi Chris, what's up? How you doing? Imagine having a Latin class in high school, Lamau. Yeah, that was the language. My mom wanted me to take Latin because learning Spanish or French is useless and I'll never use it, while learning Latin will make me know English better. Ah! I have to go get. Oh, and blow my nose. Lol. Yeah, right. I'll be right back. I'll be right back again. Sorry. This goes over here for later. Gesundheit, thank you. Latin died for a reason. Yeah, they didn't pay their Gothic mercenaries. Among other things, there were a lot of reasons Latin became a dead language. Oh, right, fit, check, and stretch. Yes. One moment, here we go. We're gonna angle that over there. Latin lets you do very occasional jokes. Yes. And recognize when somebody is part of the Caesar's Legion. Just finished work, had only about 1 hour of sleep last night. I'm fucked right now and not a good way. Oh no, Chris, I'm so sorry. You might want to take a nap. Also, you're a very good girl, Misty. Very, very good. The Romans had become insufficiently gay. Only queerness keeps empires alive. Yes, obviously. That's the founding principle. That's why Alexander the Great's, push for empire finally failed when his boyfriend died. Man, I'm being covered up by chat. One sec. I moved it over too far, or not far enough, rather. A little more confident in this than I was in the skirt and shirt before. I like anything with a split in the side. It feels like I can still throw like a flying knee, you know? Like I can. I don't know if you could even hear me because of the mic adjustment. Oops. Speaking of Caesar's Legion, did you finish season 2? No, but I saw the second episode of season 2. We're watching it as a group, me and a bunch of my friends, so it takes a long time for us to get through it. We hear you? Hell yeah, we could hear you? Okay, that's good to know, that's good to know, that's good to know. Getting there, we're learning. Holy fuck, this is the sexiest fuck fit. Thank you. It's one of my favorites. I don't wear it super often, because like, I mean, it's a little better, I guess now, with like the new framing setup that we have, but like, it's like, it's one of those things that's like way better if you can see the whole outfit, you know? A lot of times I prioritize outfits that have really eye-catching tops because, you know, you only see me from like the navel up for 80% of stream. And it's, hey, what's up? And it's, oh, I didn't stretch. Fuck. Okay, I'll, go stretch. Archaeologists recently found Alexander the Great's boy kisser card. Oh my god, finally? I'm so excited. That's big news. It's big news. We've been looking for that card for decades. At least 2 of them. Looking amazing as always. Thank you. Hello. Why is Faith not in it if it looks good in a top? Not in what? What? Okay, no need to stretch? No, I'll go stretch. I feel like you were trying to make a joke about one of us being a top, but neither of us are tops. That's like the whole, that's like a major, like underpinning thing. Like that's a recurring bit. What are you talking about? Second episode of Fallout Season 2 was by far the worst episode? What? Really? I loved it.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it ruled. I mean, I guess maybe that's just like high praise for the rest of the show, but I like the episode. Yeah, it's established canon, right? I put more of a top than you. Okay. All right. The pacing is ass. Really? I don't know. I think I don't know. I guess I just didn't see that. I was having a great time. Someone commented on a pic of Major Kira of DS9 wearing that white shirt saying, "That's a cute top," to which the other commented, "She has a name." Yes, yeah. I do have a top or two. They're just not here. General sphere of influence.
You have 2 tops?
Well, occasionally. We'll get you there. Akira is definitely a top. Yeah, she do got a few. What's their names? Look. I am a public figure. If anybody who tops me wants to out themselves, that's on them. Okay. A companion doesn't kiss and tell, so there is kissing.
I know one of those.
Yeah.
Tops.
You know.
I know one.
You know. Seems like basic etiquette. Why aren't you sharing your tops, Merc? Seems rude. That's not. Look, you think I have any control over where they go or what they do? That's half the appeal. Is that I have none of that. Like, come on. Get with the program, Julia. I manage enough shit in my public life. I don't need to do it in my private life too. Chronically untopped lesbians. Bottom text? Joke's on you. Everything I type is in bottom text. Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's just nice. I haven't done a just chatting stream in forever. This is kind of just like sitting here hanging out and talking. Oh. It has been a sec. I keep saying that I'm going to get the get set up so that I can stream from the couch, and I keep not doing that because it's a really big job. That'd be pretty cool. I definitely have to move the mic to have it somewhere else. Like, I guess I could put it wherever I wanted because I can just like move the boom. I don't need to deal with the logistics of this right now. Oh,
PC on it, and also
oh, that is something. Noted. Okay. Faith is like 3 steps ahead of me on figuring out how to make this work.
oh, because I've already done all this. I've been through this process before.
Honestly, comfy couch screams would be kind of lit. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know? Like, I feel like that would really I feel like it would really be a vibe, you know? I feel constrained, locked in this narrow corner, this one little box. I'd like to be able to move around, have a little bit of like dynamic framing. Yeah, we get to see more of the pretty girl. Exactly. Mark making a giant pillow fort. We'd need to get more pillows. We don't have enough pillows. We could do a blanket fort.
Turn into a Blanketsburg versus World can't handle another one.
As long as Pillow Town stays on their side of the demarcation line, Blanketsburg isn't going to have to step up to their threats.
Population is exceeding capacity.
Pillow Town is an imperialist power that I will not respect. I do not recognize the sovereignty of. Faith is getting half eaten by the noise gate. Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to get used to. As all of the many qualities that this mic is excellent for, having Faith be audible is not one of them. Hi Jim, what's up? How you doing? It's good to see you. Very happy that the flu bug I got on Tuesday is almost gone. That was a rough week. I can imagine. Oh, oof. I'm so sorry. Glad you're feeling better now, or at least mostly better. Trim freely in a wheat field. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some different equipment for that. Also, like, imagine there'd be so many spiders. There are so many spiders anywhere with like a tall grass environment. There's a lot of spiders in the tall grass. You might not know it. Probably because you're not paying attention, because you're frolicking, as you should. But there's a lot of spiders in tall grass. And I don't care for spiders. There's a lot of spiders everywhere. Shut the fuck up. Banish yourself. I don't like thinking about it. I had one descend from the ceiling while I was cooking the other day, and I had to, like, get it out of there. But the chatters can lurk in the tall grass only if you're going to get rid of the spiders. Frolicking, you say? Yeah, I'm a big frolicker. I frolic. When I get out into a nice little bit of countryside, I'm a big frolicker. I've been that sick in years? Oh no. It's like me coming back from the New York trip like a year ago and getting hit with the worst case of technically not COVID, not actually COVID, but felt like COVID, like fever, flu that I had ever had. I have a nasty cat that eats all the spiders. Yes. Oh, that's honestly, Lily identifies spiders, and brings our attention to them. She doesn't usually kill them herself, but, if they look, huh? Will she?
She doesn't have paws, and she doesn't try to eat them. Kind of crawl away like, there's a kaiju attacking. Run.
Apparently she just kind of bats at them, and never goes in for the kill, so they just get stressed out until we show up and remove them.
If it runs out of range, she'll of us and start meowing in a very particular, hey mom, I found something that's not supposed to be here meow. It's different from all of her other ones, and it's really cute.
Yeah, she has a spider alert meow.
She used to do it with wasps too.
Really?
Yeah, huh. When I lived up on my parents' summer, we would get wasps up at the highest floor of the house, which is where I was, and I'd wake up and see her sitting over by the window going, batting at little wasps in the air or on the little window with her soft little paws, and they never stung her. But she never killed any, she just played with them, and they tolerated her.
That's wild. Hold her up as a portable anti-spooter turret. I have an electric racket. I like smacking them. I like the electric rackets. They're nice. I don't like having an electric racket in my house because I think they look dumb, and I don't want to store them anywhere. I am that petty. I'm terrified of spiders, but I had a big crush on the French spider in James and the Giant Peach growing up. It was an odd dynamic. That's because, look, we all have our spider-themed characters that give us confusing feelings as arachnophobes, you know? Maybe not all of us. I know I do. I have plenty. They compromise the aesthetic. You're very correct. Thank you. It's like why I don't have any of those salt guns for shooting bugs. That and the fact that I don't want to pick up fragments of rock salt around my house.
Most of them get transferred outside.
Most
bugs of all kind in this house get transferred outside.
We
are a few
attempt
things that are kill on site. Like ants are kill on site.
Ants are kill on site.
You can't
they're a hive mind. You can't have empathy for an individual ant.
It's really sad, and I still feel bad.
Yeah.
But You have to, or else you're gonna get a whole swarm, and then you're gonna have to kill a whole bunch.
Yep. If a single one of those ants makes it to any bit of food or anything and releases those like delicious target
Well,
pheromones,
hey,
that's
good,
it. You're
yummy
cooked.
Stuff pheromones.
Yep. They'll swarm that area for days.
Yep.
I love spiders in general. The only thing that worries me are the urticating hairs that tarantulas have. I will handle spiders with my bare hands usually, with a few exceptions.
There's some cool looking tarantulas out there. When I used to work as a night shift security guard for a natural area, tons of wildlife around, and on one of my rounds between buildings, I found a tarantula, because we have some tarantulas that are native to this part of California.
Oh, good.
And I found one of them, and it was a male, and I was like, I could see somebody coming by and squashing this guy if they get afraid, so I am going to find something to put him in and relocate him. So I put him in a little cup, and I brought him into my security office with me, and I deputized him, and I kept him with me for a few hours while I messaged my friends who knew a lot about insects and lizards and bugs and things, and they were like, oh my god, that's so cool that you found that. Yeah, it looks like a really healthy young male ready to get ready for some breeding because of the time of year it is, so you should probably go and let him go somewhere off close by that's like, you know, nice and safe away from people so he can go get bitches. And I was like, alright. So I released that little deputy off into the fields of grass, and away he went to make many spider tarantula bitches happy.
There we go. We have tarantulas in our area, I learned today.
That is the only one I have ever seen. I doubt you will ever see any in town.
Probably
like
not.
this.
I'm adding it to the list of things I hope I don't encounter. Now, tarantulas are my, like, second least fear-inducing spider.
How do you feel about rattlesnakes?
I like rattlesnakes.
Okay, cool. I have found some of those on the hiking trails around here, so we'll have to be careful.
Yeah, I will be careful. We were on rattlesnake extermination duty for a little while when we were hanging out with some people on a. We got invited to stay for like a week on a Shoshone reservation. My family and I in Nevada when I was like probably like 13. I don't know, and they had us kill the rattlesnakes because they didn't want to touch them.
They're so cool looking though. But yeah, it was
no, they
like
rule. I like rattlesnakes.
Thin trail path, like maybe this, like this wide, and the rattlesnake was just curled up on the side of the path, kind of hiding under a leaf, and was like,
honestly,
"Oh, buddy,
yeah,
almost did a steppy."
The biggest threat that rattlesnakes pose is you not seeing them and stepping on them by accident.
Yeah,
because
and
if
they
they
bite you.
start rattling at you, you are perfectly fine to just
Give
go
them some
around.
space,
They don't
yeah.
They're not like predatory towards humans. They're defensive.
They're predators, but they see in that situation,
Yeah.
they'd be totally fucked.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So they're just trying to be as menacing as possible, and like, oh, thank fuck that big thing went by.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I gotta tell the girls about this later.
Yeah, in the rattlesnake mating pit. Snakes
Wow, you
snakes
saw
do
a
like
human
ball mating.
and lived? Wow, you
Wow,
fixed
that's
out
so
a
cool.
giant. That's so
Oh my
cool.
God.
I want your kids. Yeah, that's right. I'm the coolest snake around.
But when an ant dies, it also releases pheromones so the others can find and move it to the gravesite. Yes, but it doesn't cause the same kind of swarming as food pheromones. Nowhere is safe for work. I know, right? I moved from the American Northeast where there were no actually dangerous spiders to the Pacific Northwest where like we have both of the most venomous spiders in America that live here. So like that's cool. That's helped my arachnophobia a lot. Brief trail of WoW I played was with a Night Elf Hunter with a Wolfie Spider Pet, and at the time the Spider Pet was the best, being a Rooter, Agility Tank, Taunter, and Poisoner. That rules. A little bit of time I spent playing World of Warcraft when I was a kid, I played a Tauren Hunter, and I had a crab as a pet because I liked the crab. Thank you. I was in my bathroom once and there was a massive hairy tattooed fucker above the door, and I went and got the thickest book we had and slammed it on the spider, scraped it along the wall, and the motherfucker just crawled out from underneath the book. I think I would just die. I think I would shit myself and expire. Because now not only is that a spider, it's a spider with a righteous vengeance. I am the villain, and it does deserve to hunt me down. I do my best to relocate spiders instead of killing them. Out of like a sort of cosmic paying it forward, you know? On the off chance that there's some sort of entity beyond my understanding, puppeteering or observing the universe, I hope that the small showings of empathy that I express towards things that I find creepy, crawly, and disgusting and beneath me, may inspire it to treat me in the same way if it ever has the opportunity to squish me with a book made out of black holes or whatever. I don't know. You look very chill about that fact. Yeah. Jumping spiders have those big forward-facing eyes in baby proportions. They're adorable. Yeah, jumping spiders I can hang with. They're chill. When I was doing security, one of the sites had some 25 spiders hanging around. I just noped out of entering there. Yep, nope. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Hi, how you doing, Brother Nature? What about the song Rattlesnake by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards? I haven't heard that, I don't think, but I've liked other things I've heard by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards, so I would like it. Somebody said their favorite snake was a hognose, and that's a very good choice for favorite snake. I don't remember where it was, but I read it, and I didn't say it out loud because I was reading something else, and it entered the queue, and then it never made it out of my face. You seen the experiments where they put the grave pheromones on a living ant? I have. It's terrifying. Oh, yeah, that was you. You, Squinty, said that your favorite snake was hognose, and it was after the comment that I just read. Whoops. Just gonna copy from Tumblr about the ant graveyard. Oh yes, I already. Ugh. I saw this giant human. It was terrifying. He said something about his name being Steve. I'm not going to read the entire ant experiment thing right now, but I appreciate you sharing it for those who are interested. As someone who currently lives in the Pacific Northwest, I didn't need to know that. Yeah, sorry. You might be northerly enough to not have them. I don't know if their habitat gets much farther north than where we are.
Black widows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about recluses? Do they live all the way up north?
They're not really common over here. I have heard of a few cases, but spiders we get up here that look like they're recluses are just lookalikes and not actually.
Yeah.
It's mainly black widows.
Yeah. Unfortunately, black widows, while terrifying, are extremely easily distinguishable.
Yes, they are.
They're
both terrifying and so cool.
Yeah. I have like a real like terror fascination like
With
Ouroboros with black widows. They are like the prototypical spider in my brain.
The
like,
hard, shiny carapace
with the big abdomen with the red mark. Yeah, like they're the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah,
you know? Like
one of my exes have like 3 black widow spiders outside of the door to the place, and I kept going like, can you please like take care of those? I hate this. It was like, haha, no, just be careful. You got a duck so you don't get bit.
I wouldn't go to his house. I would stop.
It was awful.
I wouldn't. No.
0 out of 10.
There's no way. There's no way. Insane. I despise spiders, yet I don't mind watching them on TV. I used to be, like, I've got a little bit better due to, like, exposure therapy and really, like, forcing myself to deal with it, but I used to not be able to touch a page of a book that had a picture of a spider on it. Like, because like the fear, I had like the manifest phobia of it like crawling out of the page and biting me, you know. 3 Black Widow spiders, get out the Glock at that point, burn the shit down.
Yeah, I have only ever run into a single Black Widow spider here.
Yeah.
It was in the garage, and I took care of it immediately, and I have never seen them since.
Yeah. I've heard that they're not particularly common as long as you don't let them hang out and reproduce and
Yeah,
spread over a long period of
They're
time.
already not super common
Yeah.
in urban areas. Like,
Right. Like from what at least what like my mom told me when we were visiting in like Arizona and stuff, which is also places that has a lot of them, it's just like you don't like reach your hand into anything that you can't, like any kind of space that you can't see, any kind of dark cavernous area, whether it's a rotten log or like a couple of like rocks like piled up. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. And that's also why I shake my boots out every time I go to put them on if I haven't had them.
I do that sometimes too for boots I haven't worn in a while.
Yep.
Or shoes I haven't worn. I'll knock them out upside
Oh yeah,
down.
every single
Be
time.
safe.
That got hammered into my, because my mom, having grown up in the Midwest as like on a ranch, was like, yeah, you don't and spent a lot of time in the American Southwest. She was like, if you haven't put your boots on in a while, you don't just put them on. Yeah, there could be scorpions, there could be spiders, there could be any manner of terrible bitey critters in there. So yeah, no, I still do it to this day.
Scorpions.
Oh, you mentioned your story about the tarantula reminded me of a story Sam gave me about he used to work in the produce section of a Big Y.
Yeah.
And one time he was unpacking a bunch of fruit and there was a scorpion in a crate of bananas or something like that. And he scooped it into a Tupperware and named it, I think he like put tape on it and said like, this is Fred or something, and they just kept Fred as a pet for a while.
That's adorable.
And then he came in one day and Fred was gone, and he was like the whole container was gone, and he was like, whoa, where did the scorpion container go? Like,
Oh yeah, no, sorry, dude. There's just an empty container over there. So I took care of it. What do you mean it was empty?
I think like a supervisor or something found it and like threw it out was what they ended up finding out happening. But the coming in and finding Fred missing was just never go outside. Critter fear solved. Boops your snoot. But I like outside, in small doses.
Yeah. Like, am I terrified I'm gonna get eaten by a mountain lion every time I go for a hike by myself? Yes. Do I still do it? Sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, mountain lions.
Yeah, we have mountain lions and bears up here.
Hour complete. Welcome back, Ashley. I despise spiders. I don't mind watching them on TV. Get one of those salt guns that are meant to be used on bugs and hope it doesn't take it. Like that one scene with Batman. I was just talking about the salt guns earlier. The idea of spreading like granulated or like broken up rock salt around my house stresses me out. The accumulation of like grime, it would get into the carpet. I don't want it. Howdy, Marks. Hi, Emma. What's up? It's good to see you. The thing with tarantulas is they're so big that if they fall from more than a foot, they can die from the impact. Oh my god. They have a worse like mass to air resistance ratio than squirrels. That's crazy.
Yeah, my dad has a very sad tarantula story. He used to have one as a pet when he was a kid. One day it had escaped from the spent all day looking around everywhere house to try to find it. Find it anywhere, and he was frustrated and he was sad, and so finally picked it up, he threw it at the off little baby.
That was so sad.
It's so sad.
Oh my god. That's tragic.
I know.
I didn't expect to be feeling emotions for a spider today. I was driving when you talked about the tarantula stuff, but I can't let this go unsaid. Oh. Reminds me about the to ants, humans, or eldritch entities explanation for eldritch horror. Yeah, you know. If that's why knowing an entity's true name is so important. You know, if a bunch of ants circled up in your bathroom, it created a circle of sugar and started chanting your name, you probably would start paying attention.
Oh yeah.
I know I would. The thing with tarantulas is they're so big. Okay, I already saw that. Just my favorite explanation for eldritch horror. Yeah, I do like that one. Not to pile on more with the fear, but if you take a spider out of your house and down the road, it will actually make its way back. Oh, well, all right, cool. Can somebody time out Handsome Chris for like a year?
It's just that's not real.
Oh, okay, never mind. We don't have to time out Handsome Chris then. We're fine. Imagine being an ant, then being transformed into a human with love, hopes, dreams, etc., then being transformed back into an ant with memories still there. And that's the Eldritch things. Imagine trying to explain all that to the other ants, those feelings, experience, etc. Right, yeah, it's just something like so far outside of like what you're even actually physically capable of like doing on your own. Like there are like, it's like seeing colors that, you know, you can't conceive of. Like it like would sear into your brain. It would drive you crazy, you know? Like you would be completely unable to describe it to anybody around you. I killed a spider once, then days later a coworker got hospitalized. Coincidence? Yes. Merc, would you play Casualties Unknown? I still don't know what that is. You asked me that earlier, and did I look it up? I don't know. Maybe I did. If I did, then I forgot what it is. 1 second. Where is this, like an itch.io game or something? Wasn't on Steam. He's unknown. This is like a horror game made off of Starbound's base. I don't know if this is my kind of game. I'd have to read more about it before I could make a decision about that, but just like looking right at the looking at the surface level stuff, I'm not sure that's for me. I typed out the whole bit and just don't think it lives up to my standards anymore. Oh no. Oh no! I was going to joke about the name of your old minor town was Tarantula City, California. Maybe Gunsaw? I don't know what Gunsaw is. I need to introduce you to the experimental species, better known as XB. We have brown recluses here in Ohio, but they're rare here. Yeah, brown recluses have a pretty wide, like, general range, but they aren't super concentrated in a lot of it, which is nice. Like the best women. To be fair, I lived almost 30 years in Cali and never ran into one of those. Okay, alright, that's good to know. Black widows love to stay hidden. You will not see them unless you go looking for them. Yeah, that's
like
that's
I
not
think
true.
That's probably true in generally in nature on them, and also they do make their homes outside your house sometimes, and then it's like, wow,
Yeah.
there is a spider right there in front of my eyes.
There's definitely, you know, I know they prefer like darker areas generally, and things out of the way, but we've definitely run into them here. I remember playing the KFC dating sim on Valentine's years ago. I did not like that one. I'm a dating sim girl, and I didn't like the KFC dating sim. It felt too much like an advertisement, and like I know that's what these, like, any kind of like branded gimmick game is gonna be that, but you know, I just was coming off of the high of playing the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was fantastic, by the way. As like for what it was, stellar. I had a great time with it. It was very like self-aware about what it was doing. Yeah, like Sneak King. I haven't played Sneak King, but yeah, kind of like Sneak King. I just read that if you see one spider, there's probably another just a few feet away. I don't know how true that is, though. You know what? I'm not going to entertain it. I'm just going to pretend it's an urban legend, whether it is or not. The biggest spider in Canada is the size of a man's thumb. That's not terribly large. Anyway, and cool Julian, who's one of my friends that works for our crisis team, came out to me today as non-binary, and he made me so happy. That rules, hell yeah. Are they still widows if there are 3 of them? I mean, as long as they all lost their mates, then yes. Spray your house equals no bugs, but consider, ew, the stinky chemical smell. The average spider size in Canada is the size of a person's pinky end finger. I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm afflicted by a torrent of massive spiders all the time. Like, but the little ones freak me out too, you know? I don't like them. I don't like them. They're spooky. I want to say that black widows are the only venomous spiders that could be found in southern New England, but there's only been a handful of confirmed sightings. I wonder if those are also like escaped pet situations more than like genuine migration up there. There's a snake in my boot. Yeah, literally. And that's only because climate change and is a very recent change. Oh, okay, fair enough. Boot in my snake. The existence of the huntsman spider is the small silver lining to my Australia trip getting cancelled. I've heard that they are very friendly as far as spiders go. I still can't be in the same latitude bracket as them. You know, but that's fine. Stick with a feet-shaped object halfway down. No, there's not. You should look up more Pars. I think that's the correct spelling. He's an Aussie. He does these fantastic YouTube videos on things like deadly animals, etc. Mainly in Australia. You should check him out, especially the one about the huntsman spider. No, I don't think I will. I don't.
Does chat want to hear a fun huntsman spider fact that I've told before, but
maybe, but you definitely have to keep speaking up or come over closer because the last bit got cut off.
Fun huntsman spider fact. I lived in Australia for a little while, and I lived up on like the 9th floor of an apartment building. And on my way out to school one morning, there was a huntsman spider right outside the doorway. And I was like, no, Dad, can you help? And so my brother and my dad caught the huntsman spider in a Tupperware. And they both, you know, were also getting ready, and they're like, we don't really know what to do with this. So they went out to the balcony, they opened the Tupperware, and they threw the huntsman spider out of the Tupperware off the side of the balcony, and all of us watched the spider open its legs, like spread out its legs, and then just slow its descent, glide down to the floor, and then just scurry off into some bushes. I don't think they can take fall damage.
I'm caught between that fucking rules and holy shit, that is the most nightmare-inducing thing that I have heard in ever. Burn the whole country down? Climate's already working on that, don't worry. U.S. military troops, after like 2 years being deployed in the Middle East, were taught to store all clothing and bedding in sealed plastic bins. Making beds was off the books. Talking about because of the camel spider and stuff like that, which is actually an ant. or more closely related to ants. Did you know that if you apply the dead ant chemical to a living ant, yes, we have seen, yes, we've talked about the ant graveyard. I've seen 3 people bring it up. I'm sorry. It's a very cool story. The ant graveyard pheromone is very neat. I had 2 pet turtles and they ran away. You couldn't catch them? I'm sorry. That was mean. I know that both turtles can be fast, and that often when things run away, it's when you're not looking, but, you know. What's also sad is that spiders can have bad molts that cause them to die, and the chance gets worse as they get older. Isn't that kind of the same reason that, like, lobsters die of old age? Like, they don't actually die of old age, really. They die of not being strong enough to get out of their molt shell anymore. Like, that's what gets them if nothing else does. Really loose use of the word ran. You sure? Me sure about what? I don't remember. They can get stuck in the inside of their old exoskeletons, or they can rip the new ones out with what's called a wet molt, and they lose lymph until they die. Ugh. Not ignoring messages. I have a huge backlog of shit. What are you talking about? I am working so hard to try and keep as much of this. How dare you? An ant crawling on you probably doesn't even conceive that you are another creature. You're just landscape. Yeah, I think that's actually, like, that's the case for a lot of, like, insects and stuff. Like, you're not even perceived as an entity, like, to them. You're just, like, another tree or log or something. It's not quite a horror game. Like, what, a survival game? My mom used to put them outside and they would literally start walking back to the house. Oh, the spiders. Yeah, oof. How did my message get deleted? I don't know. I don't even know what it was. When is Mork playing Katua Shoujo? Don't even know what that is. The face at the end makes me think that there's a scheme involved. I once read that if you see one spider, there's probably another just... Okay, I already read that. That was one of the ones that I got. Who said it? Who said what? I don't know. I remember when Wrigley's Gum had a Flash game website, and they'd have, like, a clone of Ikaruga, but it's Eclipse Gum themed. But subtly wild. Candy Stand, the site was called. Likely eggs / small ones in cargo. Spiders are chill with humans, that's what I've heard. Spare time with faith. Dude, that's so cool. Yeah. Running into a moose would be scarier than any spider, to be fair. Okay, but, like, different kinds of pants shitting dread, you know? Like, with the moose, it's like, I am afflicted with the fell knowledge that should this beast decide it, me and my entire bloodline will end today. And the spider, it's just some sort of, like, I'm not going to say it's irrational. Like, concern about spiders is, like, evolutionarily advantageous for humans. Like, there's a reason a lot of us are really afraid of spiders. And a healthy respect for the space of spiders is good, even if you're not afraid of them. The moose looks like a friend. But it is in fact a war criminal. And also immune to bludgeoning damage. There are 2 kinds of people, and Merc is straddling the line. I'm good at straddling things. Actually, camel spiders are true arachnids, but not spiders. They are they are no more related to insects and ants in particular than crabs are. Fascinating, horrifying. So more like a scorpion then. Not a spider, but still firmly an arachnid, and also still creepy as shit. Yeah, that's why lobsters die? Yes, I knew it. Half related, have you seen the speed turtles on mini skateboards can achieve? I have. Hilarious. Turtles were not meant to achieve that. It messes with their confidence. We're talking too fast for Mark to keep up. I caught up. I caught up. I did it. I got here. Never feed a wild moose. Why? It will attack the next person if that person has no food to offer for the next moose. Wait, really? Is that real? Does that happen? That's insane. You might be pranking me. It's entirely possible. I've encountered that in the Swedish and Canadian woods, and a big bull moose has quite the presence. Yeah. I've only seen moose from a very healthy distance. Similar thing with buffalo. Only ever seen them from far enough away that they would really have to build up some momentum and hate to get to me before I climbed a tree or something. I feel coming across a spider gives a sort of natural spook, and for some it's more primal, but it's just a be wary vibe, whereas running into a moose is kind of like comprehending Eldritch lore and being faced with a horror beyond your comprehension that will end everything that you know. That's how I sees it. No, I think I agree. One is like, oh, I feel really uneasy right now and I don't like that. I don't like it. Ew, I don't like it. And the other one is like, I'm going to die today. Like, this is it. These are my last. Every breath I take could be my last, you know? Like, very different kinds of fear. I see buffalo all the time in the grocery store. Yeah. Nope, true facts. Okay, noted. Don't feed moose. The daddy longlegs venom is one of the most deadly in the world. Luckily, its fangs aren't big enough to puncture the skin. That is, I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's an urban legend. Hold on. Yeah, that's not real. They do have venom like most spiders, but it is negligible to humans, even if they did have fangs strong enough to penetrate human skin. Old wives' tale, yes. Yes, it's an old wives' tale. We've been telling it for years. A natural predator to a moose being a killer whale is a random fact that makes me laugh. Right? Yeah, because they're like, they swim between like islands and stuff in coastal areas. And so when they do that, orcas get them. I heard it. It's true. Okay, Chris. You can have a little pop. There you go. Yep, it's very true. Daddy Longlegs is super venom. Killer whales are dicks. Yeah, actual factual monsters. Orcas are terrifying creatures. And moose can swim underwater to look for seaweed to eat. You know what? That makes sense. And I feel like now that you say that, I remember having seen it in a documentary or something, but that had completely exited my brain. It's more fun. Moose eat seaweed. That's so great. That's so great. I find cellar spiders at work and move them to somewhere safer. Good for you. I have a lot of respect for people who relocate creepy crawlies instead of squimshing them. And I am only half that person. It depends on how much give a fuck and time I have at any given moment. There are documented cases of killer whales using their tails to basically play volleyball with sharks for fun. Yeah. I think they do the same thing with like prey animals sometimes. Some of the like seals and stuff. Mark, what's my favorite? What's your favorite bear? My favorite bear? That's a tough call. I think there's those freaky little Chinese bears. that I really like a lot. Not a panda, it's something else. They've got a weird, freaky little. The Asian black bear. Yes. Yes. This is the friend that I'm looking at. They've got like a big like fur collar. It's just like a scruff. I love them. They're amazing. Try to find a good picture of one of them. They're just goofy little guys. I don't know, they'd probably maul the shit out of me if given the chance, but it's a tiny resolution picture. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one. This is a goofy image. Open image in a new tab. Oh, the resolution's so shit. Why are all the resolutions for these pictures shit? How about you, friend? How are you? What do you look like when I open you in a new tab? Also terrible. 196 by 257. What are these resolutions? How about you? Nope, you're low res too. Can't get a decent picture of these things. They're like cryptids. Ugh, excuse me. Orcas are a member of the dolphin family. That tracks, yeah. You know of Fat Bear Week? I do not, but I'm intrigued. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Jim. How have you been? How are you doing? You holding up okay? I've been living off the same moose from last fall. Still have quite a bit of that critters meat to enjoy, and that was 4 months ago. That tracks. Those things are massive. My family used to, like, be able to make one deer stretch for a long time. So, like, a moose must go crazy. My favorite bear is probably Dave. He's really nice. Sun bear? Maybe. It might be. Wait, that might be what they're called. There are two different. There are sun bears and moon bears. Now it's the moon bears, the one that I like. They've got the big. Actually, you know what? This is a comparison of the two. This works. This works. This is great. This is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, one sec. I got you. All right. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here. This is. Oh. Shit. My sources. Yeah, here. The sun bear is the one that looks like somebody let all the air out of a pit bull. And the moon bear is the one with the gigantic fur collar that looks like they're about to give a speech at the Kremlin. I love the moon bear. The moon bear is my favorite bear. Look at it go. Look at its power. Look at its might. Day bear, fighter of the night bear, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Moon bear looks like it needs physical therapy. Yeah. The hunch looks so uncomfortable. I love the moon bear so much. The talons, yeah, the talons on a sun bear are scary. If it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. And if it's white, hey, good night. Is that a bat bear? That's kind of what it feels like, right? Sun bears, if I remember correctly, are not true bears. Really? What are they? Sloths? Hi, how are you? Hi, Saren. I'm doing well. How about you? Guy on the left is so fucking goofy. He's got like a caved in head. The two beluga whale officers aboard the Cerritos, Lieutenant Junior Grade Kimolu and Lieutenant Matt, were also navigators. That sounds like. Oh wait, the USS Cerritos had two beluga whales who were commissioned Starfleet officers. The USS Voyager also had a humpback whale who was a navigator. Really? Really? Is that actual Star Trek lore? That's wild. Okay, sure, why not? Bear got into a car accident 5 years ago and says they're fine. Moon Bear looks like it's been sitting at its desk for too long. Yeah. Yeah, it does. They actually are. They're members of the family Ursidae, which contains all true bears. Look at us. I'm off to walk the dog? Okay. Good luck. I hope you have fun walking your dog. I hope everyone behaves properly. But yeah, so that's my favorite bear, Ashley. Moon bear. I like the moon bear. Freaky guy. Ah. Wait, we're walking Mork? No, different dog. I'm not the only dog. There are other dogs. Fortunately. Man. Ah, fighter of the night, man. Ah, champion of the sun. Also, for a while, pandas were not considered true bears, but genetic analysis has shown that they are, and that the features they share with the red panda are a result of convergent evolution. That's very cool. Something about mammals evolving in bamboo groves just pushes them into a panda shape, like crabs in the deep sea. Off topic, what do you think of Where the Winds Meet? I haven't played it. Um, I have seen Faith playing Where the Winds Meet, and there are aspects of it that seem neat to me. And that I like. And there are other aspects of it that I am not so much a fan of. So I don't know. I don't know. I might give it a go someday for a little bit, see if I can get into it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not something that's really high on my priority list right now. Arguably, if you look at carcinization, humans could be, half jokingly, argued to have undergone it to a degree. That is a real our hot dog sandwiches argument. I can already smell it. I can already feel what the humans have undergone carcinization argument is. And I'm preemptively exhausted. Um But hot dogs are tacos, but are tacos sandwiches? Aquatic ape theory? Aquatic ape theory is total like debunked pseudo archaeology, isn't it? Or not even archaeology, pseudo anthropology, pseudo paleontology. I think. I don't think there's actually any like credible evidence for aquatic ape theory. Are burrito sandwiches? I would argue that they are. I mean, like vibes wise, no, but structurally, yes. Would be my argument there. And while culinary definitions do rely more on vibes than structure, so I think a burrito is like 30% a sandwich and 70% not a sandwich. But like you could probably say either way, you know?
Because it's like a wrap, you know.
Yeah, burritos are wraps, which is its own thing. I disagree that wraps are its own thing. They go in the sandwich section.
A wrap is a sandwich.
A wrap is a kind of sandwich. It is a sandwich style, in my
You
opinion.
ever had a chicken pesto wrap? That's a dang sandwich.
That's a sandwich. It's a sandwich. It's a what is it? What is it? Only a sandwich if its breading has yeast? I don't. Come on. Be so for real right now. Burritos are sushi? Misty, I can't. Can't.
You could argue, no, burritos are wraps. Sushi is also a wrap.
However, I would argue that sushi is not a sandwich, even if it is a wrap.
Agreed.
Because it does not have a
It's a Venn
refined
diagram.
bread-like, you know, it doesn't have a bread analog. Like rice is a grain. It's not. Now, if you processed it into something like a what is it? Those like a spring roll, closer to a sandwich than sushi is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call a spring roll a sandwich, but you could.
Yeah, it's more of a wrap than sushi is.
I thought wraps were sandwiches. Wraps are sandwiches, Ashley. You're right. Mods, can we time out Misty, please? No, then I have to re-moderate her. I can give you the diagram. I don't. we're gonna get into a fight over this. Then sandwiches are just sliced open wraps.
No.
Well, no, what? How does that? Wait, what? I don't. What? Wait, what? 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 Food fight? Oh, we're getting into a food fight. This is a food fight. What about beef Wellington? I think beef Wellington is more of a pastry. A wrap is filling enclosed by a bread-like wrapper. Structurally, that makes it a sandwich. This is what I'm saying, Snowy. I'm glad that you're on the same page as me. Now, you guys are going to really make me move. Howdy, strangers. Are hot dogs wraps? It depends on what school of thought you subscribe to. You see, the thing is that all culinary definitions, like I said, are vibes-based. They don't actually mean anything. Nobody can give you a solid definition for one kind of food category that does not exclude a bunch of things that would colloquially be considered a part of that category. Without diluting the definition down to meaning nothing. You have an uninterrupted hole. We have an uninterrupted hole going through us. Does that make us a Taurus? I don't know. What? I don't know. Hot dogs are not wraps because the outer layer doesn't wrap all the way around.
Something.
Yeah.
I would disagree about hot dogs are not wraps, but they are sandwiches.
Okay.
Reason. Have a pita sandwich.
Yeah.
Falafel.
Uh-huh.
That's wrapped around basically by bread on all but one side.
Okay. So it has to be completely enclosed with only
Because it's not
front
a wrap,
and back exposed.
but it's a
Front
sandwich.
or back exposed.
It's
or
like
neither.
it's like a closed sandwich.
I could see that. Okay. All right.
There's a lot.
We
of,
could probably
my point is
get.
there's a lot of different variations that are
That's
still
very true.
considered sandwich.
Yeah. I think sandwich is a hyper broad category, I think, is really what I'm trying to get at. Wrap is a little bit more specific. Burrito is more specific. Like, there are rules to what makes a burrito, right? Like, more rules. Not a ton, but more. Sandwich is super broad. Like, nobody can come up with a definition for sandwich that will only produce what you first imagine as a sandwich, without like excluding a whole bunch of other things that are also definitely sandwiches. Fuck, I could crush a burrito right now. Yeah, I fucking love burritos. Speaking of categories, seen the news about the new tree of life discovered that dominated Earth for a while, then completely died out? I haven't. Interesting. What? Hi, Rye. What's up? Prototaxites lived 360 to 440 million years ago, but then went 100% extinct. Were those the things wiped out by the development of flowering plants? Or was that a different mass die-off because of a new evolutionary niche being filled? A hot dog is a sandwich for the same reason a sub is a sandwich. Yeah, that's my argument. That's 100% my argument. If a meatball sub is a sandwich, which it is, fuck you if you think otherwise, then a hot dog is a sandwich as well. You just aren't ready to remove the blinders and accept sandwich nirvana, you know? Oh my god, Viewbot AI helps turn potential into people. That's so crazy, you're banned. All right, anyway. I do think so, yes, but that's another die-off. Okay, gotcha. Here you go, Merc. I sent you the diagram. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Ah, jeez. No, you see, okay. No. I disagree with it. I disagree with this diagram. Hold on. I'll open it. I'll open it up. See, because this is only looking at no, this is ridiculous. This because okay, all right, hold on. I have to bring it up before I can start talking about it. This is flagrant propaganda. Okay. All right. So, this is the evidence presented by the claimant, okay? All right? But all this does is hyper-simplify it down to exclusively an aesthetic of how things appear on a surface. This doesn't even address the bread issue because it is including sushi, which has no breading of any kind involved in most iterations. It is simply something wrapped in rice. Now, additionally on top of this, it posits that one, a single slice of something with assumably a topping on top is a toast, which is ridiculous, and open-faced sandwich erasure, which I'm sure any of my Eastern European audience, if I have any of those, will be ready to go to bat for me on. Additionally, a gyro is a sandwich, and is not a top-bottom bread situation, but is aligned more like the taco alignment, which would then make a gyro a taco, according to this. Is a kebab also a taco? No, it's a kind of sandwich. It's a sandwich. This is debunked. You're Dunsky, you're gone. Get it out of here. Not doing it. You can't prove it. Yes, no, this is the great schism. This is the sandwich fight. Should have heard them out. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I need. Where's your Valentine's date? My Valentine's date is all of you. What are you talking about? You just can't face the truth. Your truth is a false prophet. It arrives with the honeyed words, the sweet promises of enlightenment, only to deliver venomous, destructive lies. interwoven in its sweet treats. Okay, but it's my birthday, so I deserve a birthday stream. Yeah. +1 doesn't make any sense because you have open face sandwiches. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. It's not toast. It's not toast. Because an open face sandwich doesn't even have to be toasted. Like, a slice of bread with butter on it that hasn't been toasted is not toast. This is ridiculous. It is a blatant mischaracterization. How dare you, after all the pizza toast I've bought you. That's the Carboniferous extinction, or whatever the name was. Fair, okay. But yeah, prototaxites were huge pillars just going up all over the place, sort of like trees before trees. Fascinating. Okay. That was wild. What, the food arguments or the bot AI thing? Also, the soup is just a bowl. Yeah, exactly. It helps no one to be reductive. Avocado toast is a type of open-faced sandwich. I agree. Yes, I would say that in most cases a toast is a kind of open-faced sandwich. Not its fault it got bad branding. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so why is an open-faced sandwich not toast, but avocado toast is toast? I would argue that most toasts are sandwiches. I don't think, no, it's not toast erasure, it's including toast in the sandwich umbrella, Misty. The core thrust of my argument is that sandwich is a broad term, like rectangle, you know? Like, rectangle, as far as shapes go, is a really broad concept. It's just anything with like four straight sides, you know, with 90-degree angles, right? Like it can have all kinds of weird dimensions and stuff. A square is a specific kind of rectangle. I am making this same argument for sandwich versus all of these subdivisions of sandwich. Fuck, I could use some toast right now? That's fair, yeah. I don't agree that toast is a sandwich. Toast is just slightly burnt bread. I didn't say all toast is sandwich, Ashley. I said that many toasts are sandwiches. I think the moment you put anything more than like butter on it, it probably becomes a sandwich, you know? Like like you said, an avocado toast is a type of open-faced sandwich. It can also be a kind of toast, you know? This is the thing. Culinary definitions, totally vibes based. You're never going to be able to get like, and this is maddening to the autistic mind, at least in my experience, you can't actually get clear definitions for any of these things. It does just come down to, nuh-uh, it feels like toast, or nuh-uh, it feels like a sandwich. Fuck, I could eat some slightly burnt bread. This is just an English American issue. Yeah. Yeah, it is. We have a lot of those. I can get behind more than one topping, or depending on how much you put on one topping, it becomes a sandwich. So you pick and choose condiments? What? Insane. So jam and butter equals toast, but avocado equals sandwich? I would say actually jam and butter might make it an open-faced sandwich. Genuinely. Like, I don't think like just a piece of toasted bread is a sandwich. But then again, the English, the British come in here and like strike down my entire argument by making toast sandwiches where they toast one piece of bread and put it in between two normal pieces of bread and just eat that. So like, I don't know, you know, again, vibes based. There are no rules. Like, no, jam and butter is still just toast. You see, now we're having schisms even within the toast can be a sandwich thing, you know? That's why some people call watermelon a vegetable, made up culinary terms. Yeah, vegetable is also not a real category. Like, it doesn't mean anything, you know? Like, what is and isn't a vegetable is entirely arbitrary based on, like, who you're talking to. They do what? Look, this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is what I mean. The world is so much stranger than you can possibly imagine, okay? A trencher is a savory, open-faced toast sandwich with sauce. Single piece of bread with things on it in Swedish equals macka. Macka. I probably said that wrong and I'm gonna get butchered for it. Merc, I think I can provide you with an argument that will convince you. I don't believe you. Watermelon is not a vegetable because it has seeds inside of it. That doesn't actually stop anything because cucumbers are considered vegetables. Like, that's not a real rule. It's like, you think this is a real rule, but it's not. It's all wives' tales and myths. We have woven ourselves a cage of fabricated nothing rules that don't actually mean anything. Just like how the terms legal and illegal are just arbitrary and up for interpretation. Vegetable is purely a culinary term. It's not a botanical one. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You can't like ascribe any structural components that will actually make something a vegetable. It's just whether or not the broad consensus of people in like that are cooking consider it a vegetable, and it can change from region to region. Tomatoes are not only fruits, they are berries. Oh my god, Maxine, congratulations. A 50 stream streak. Holy shit. So fucking hungry. Yeah, I'm glad that I have this sushi here because I was starting to get hungry too. I googled it and this honestly seems like a fair difference between fruits and veggies. Fruits are for reproduction, seed dispersal, whereas vegetables are the plant's other structures. I still don't think I know anybody who would culinarily consider a cucumber a fruit over a vegetable. What about like an aubergine? Saying that that's fruit, not vegetable?
There you go.
No.
Fine. It's done. It's over. Give me my clip, terrorist.
Happy Valentine's Day. Here's some money for you to order pizza toast. Say it. Say it. It's pizza is not put on a bread slice or anything. It is I'm not. Also, you're an amazing person, and I really appreciate you. Genuinely, maybe you'll remember the order for the pizza toast I order you. I'm gonna lose it. What the fuck is that? You're just making things up now? Eggplant. The actual name for eggplant is aubergine. That's what they're called. Getting dumped on for knowing the real names for things.
You don't know how to handle how hot it is that you know.
Pizza is an open-faced sandwich. I disagree. You could make the argument that pizza is an open-faced sandwich with a lot of the same logic that I've been using, because it's all bullshit and based on vibes. And my vibes say pizza's not a sandwich. Fuck you, you pretentious bitch. It's not the real name, it's just the British name? Ugh, whatever. Okay. I've always hated the name eggplant, so I was super psyched when I learned there was another name for it. Ow, it's bread, it has multiple toppings? I'm not, again, because, like, you see, you keep trying to hit me with strict rules. And my entire argument this whole time has been that the rules literally don't matter. Because if you try to apply a standard rule set to it, like, everything falls apart. It's just vibes based. Purely vibes, you know? Next thing you're going to try and tell me is that a flashlight is a torch. So you're saying you're not going to order toast? I mean, I'm not going to right now. Like, Faith got me sushi today. Like, I can't order pizza while I have sushi here. Maybe tomorrow. Order pizza. Potentially order pizza tomorrow. Um, although, do we have family dinner tomorrow? I think we do, right? I think we do. I don't know. Although, maybe during the day, and then that means that I would have extra pizza when we got home. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Either that or Monday. Go live on Turf Island since you moved there, since you love their words so much. Wow, that's a hard swing response. That's some real conservative, if you want to defend these countries we're bombing, why don't you go live there as a queer person energy, Julia. Not seriously, obviously it's a joke, but damn. Hem's fighting words, yeah, for real. The word fruit has a real definition in science/botany. The mature ovary of a flowering plant formed after fertilization that contains seeds. The word vegetable has no scientific definition and is based on culinary vibes. Yes, exactly. There are no rules and the points don't matter. Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway? I used to watch Whose Line all the time, which is probably why I like Game Changer so much. It's basically just that, but for, like, this century. I loved Whose Line. I thought it was great. Imagine you're hanging out with some arborists in a garden and they call maple leaves vegetables. Like, so here's like that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you could end up with something like that. Like somebody calling like spinach a vegetable. You know, that could conceivably happen. I'm sure there are probably people in this chat who are like, yeah, spinach is a vegetable. It's just leaves. Vegetable's not real. It's not a real thing. I mean, like, you know, most words aren't real. Like, social concepts are but like, there's not even by the relatively low, like, standards that we hold, like, other terms to, vegetables are raw vibes based. So what's the real name for arugula? Oh, fuck. I used to know this and I don't remember anymore. I don't care, honestly. Arugula is too expensive for me to care about. It's arugula? Nice. Nailed it. You know what? You go take and other and your other filler words and shove it. Oh, wow. Okay. Whatever. I love Colin Mockery and how supportive he is of his trans daughter Kinley. I didn't know about that, but that's even cooler. Speaking of Turf Island, I've heard that the Turf Wizard lady has retained a PR firm for a smear campaign against Pedro Pascal because he publicly trashed her new TV series. And shortly after hearing that, I started seeing posts about how Pedro Pascal is inappropriate on set with his co-stars. Yeah, resurrecting, like, that blatantly, like, debunked accusation, like, that's been great. The concept of vegetables is a construct, yes. Chat, does anyone know if we can get a refund back for a sub asking for a friend? I'm not calling it freaking rocket. Is that what the English call it? Also, tree is kind of like vegetable, just a vibe, not scientific. Is it? Probably makes sense. Well, because like a palm tree is considered a tree, but it's like an herb, actually. It's just a really big herb, right? Like structurally. It just looks like a tree, so we call it a tree. Bamboo trees are in fact weeds. I've cleared enough bamboo off of, like invasive bamboo off of plots in New England yards to know that it's a weed. Rocket sounds like a fake street drug in an 80s movie. Absolutely, yeah. Trees, in air quotes, have evolved like 20-something times. That tracks. If bush is a vegetable, then I'm a vegetarian. Whoa. Just like brush or anything like it that gets really tall and branchy. That's fair. I'm a weed. Tree is a morphology that has been independently evolved multiple times in plant evolution and is sometimes even a conditional morphology. Learning so much. I'm pretty sure this whole conversation started because I was scared of spiders. I know rockets are Canadian Smarties. And all kinds of cultural interchange. Me trying to be funny and suggestive. I consume hair. You gotta eat your pound of hair so that Winterman will visit you and give you blessings for the year, you know? Got some cereal? Hell yeah. Good to see, Chris. Okay, but I put a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man in case he comes to town. Put a little dirt under the pillow for the dirt man. So good. Good song. Hit stop for free. Shut up. Wait, what? Anyone else think Crispin Glover on Charlie's Angels? Yeah. I'm so fucking hungry. Fuck you all for talking about food for so long. You know, sometimes you just gotta get a little munch on, you know? Smarties in Canada are chocolate. The powder ones are rockets. The hair kink. Look, all I know is you started talking about food and made me get up from my comfy bed. Now I'm just staring at your pretty mug, trying to be more attentive. You can get back into bed. It's all right. You can go snooze. Lay down and just listen while you're cuddled up under the covers. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. A thin man. I have the opposite of a hair kink when it comes to hair in my mouth, and I wish I didn't. Yeah, no, like, I don't know if I've always been like this, or if it was more specifically because I've had long hair for so long, but I get hair in my mouth all the time, and it is so fucking inconvenient, and I hate it so much, and it immediately kills my vibe, and I have to get it out of my face. You make it sound nicer than me falling flat in my face with blankets stacked on top of me? The fun thing about being an entertainer is, you know, it's your job to make mundane shit sound fun, you know? That's writing. On a scale from ick to kink, what are your feelings on hair? I generally not a huge fan. Like long hair, like head hair. Sure. I like a lot of different hairstyles though. Like that's good. It's not like a kink thing for me specifically. It's like purely aesthetic. Body hair. I have a lot of complicated baggage wrapped up around. And it's very like contextual. I prefer no body hair, like just broadly. But like it's not like it's not like I'm like hyper grossed out by body hair or anything. I just, you know, I don't like it. I would prefer to not. Goddamn motherfucking cowboy. Dad was a cow, mama was a boy, half cow, that's me. Cowboy, hodalolly, life's a nightmare. Sounds like the half horse, half man by OCT. I'll drive, heave, or even vomit if I even think I have a hair in my mouth. Oh, it's not that bad for me. Okay. On a scale, okay, I already got that. It sucks. That does sound like it sucks. God, I'm so fucking spicy today, and I genuinely keep deleting jokes I'm about to post because they might be too mean. Hey. You can keep them for later. We're getting like another like hour from now. I'm gonna be getting ready for the after hours stream. Akachu, hi. Welcome in. First time chat. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome in. I've fantasized about humans being birds, reptiles, or amphibians before. That's how bad mine is. Any non-mammal, really? Wow. Okay, so it runs deep for you. You're fine? Well, that's good. It's better than not fine. I like my body hair because I use my chest hair to froth up my soap in the bath before using it off. It's just useful for bathing. Fascinating. Never thought about it that way. I guess that does make sense. On the other hand, I can also appreciate the aesthetic of hair, like yours is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Hi. I'm not gonna be that kind of mean to you there. I just get lewd and inappropriate. Fine, whatever. On the other hand, I also can appreciate the... Okay, no, I already got that. I already had him. You whip your hair back and forth? Occasionally. But it starts rattling my brain around and then I get a headache. Humans with plumage? I feel like that's one of those things that comes across a lot better in like a drawn medium than it would in real life, you know? But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Have you done highlights in your hair? It looks different? No. No, it just kind of does this. It's I don't know. It's sometimes it looks brighter. Wait, what time is after hours stream? I'm probably going to in an hour break off to go get ready. And then I'll be starting it probably half an hour to an hour after that. It's probably like it would be 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Copy that, I'll remind you. Thank you. Me trying to be sexy and mean in the after hours stream. You're a real jerk, aren't you? You're just a real scum of the earth human being, huh? Like, you have a brain? Yeah. I know. I need it for like moving and stuff. Coordination. Something needs to receive all the signals from my central nervous system. I wouldn't be much of a masochist if I didn't have pain receptors, okay? Also, the stream is just Merc spouting ridiculous horseshit until she arbitrarily decides we aren't going to put up with it anymore until she goes after dark. Was the post Is this stream just Merc spouting ridiculous horseshit until she arbitrarily decides we aren't going to put up with it anymore until she goes after dark? Was the post I stopped myself from posting. Huh. I don't feel like I've spouted any ridiculous horseshit, really. I guess aside maybe from the culinary discussions, but those are a mud fight no matter who you're talking to, you know? You would be a starfish if you had no brain. It's true. Maybe I could regrow limbs then, though. If humans had feathers instead of hair, that would be interesting. It'd be interesting. Apparently, since I started transitioning, my hair has gone from a solid brown to a dirty blonde. No clue why. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I had a diagram to prove my point. Yeah, you did. And I disagreed with it. Great. Now I leave some dirt under your pillow for the dirt man stuck in my head. You watched the Super Bowl? I did not watch the Super Bowl. I did think it was really funny that conservatives had a crash out and tried to go make their own Super Bowl halftime show, which went exactly as well as that sounds like it would go off the tin. But I don't actually care about the Super Bowl. I find the politics around, like the corporate politics, not like the national politics, but the management politics around getting players onto the field in football a lot more interesting than the actual game itself. Like all the like trading and contract deals and like backroom negotiation that goes on between in like running something like the NFL is fascinating to me. But I don't actually watch football. I'm a nerd, you see. Did you watch the Superb Owl though? No, I haven't. I haven't caught any owls yet. He likes the football politics more, Lamau. Yeah, I do. It's true. It's true. I do. Off topic, but do you ever want bottom surgery? I can't remember where you fall on that. I do. Yeah. Like it's on my plan list. It's just like it's one of those things that is so like such a massive pain in the ass to get like moving and then like get approved and then get funded and then make sure that you're going to a doctor that's not going to like be a nightmare to deal with, you know? Like it's just a lot. A lot, and I'm not in a hurry. Did you watch the Puppy Bowl? They had Bad Puppy as a halftime performer. I did not, but that's very funny. I'm more interested in the commercials and halftime show, but I didn't watch the Super Bowl. My dad watched TPU's halftime show. No. Oh, that's so tragic. With the like Kid Rock not being able to lip sync his own song. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh boy. I'm so sorry. That's ridiculous. It's so funny. I'm just like, it would be a lot funnier if it wasn't like part of a coordinated campaign to like disenfranchise huge swaths of the population. But even in the dire situation we're in, it's still funny how bad they are at things. Conservatives can't make art, confirmed. That's not true. Conservatives can make art. Fascists can make art. It can even be really good art. What was it? Was it Picasso? Was a really big fan of Franco's fascist regime. American conservatives, however, are pretty much universally, so far, until I run into something else, have been pretty creatively bankrupt and terminally uninterested in engaging in any of the actual beliefs or themes of the things that they believe in. You know, like they don't. They're so deep down the like AI should think for me and create all of our art because art isn't real and it doesn't matter and AI can do it better like pipeline that they're just like they have lost any ability to be genuine, you know? At least you can understand the lyrics with I guess. I mean that's not, you know, you could put row your boat on a fake halftime show and say at least I can understand the lyrics. That's not really a high bar. It's not like it's kind of damning with faint praise, isn't it? When born, me and all my siblings had dark brown / black hair at around two. We were then all very blonde. Then I, my brother, and one of my sisters are now dark brown, and my other sister is ginger. Fascinating. I used to be like platinum blonde when I was a child, and my hair just progressively got darker until we got to this. It's soccer, but you might be interested in Football Manager. It's all spreadsheets and setup. I actually might be, unironically, yeah. You don't need to understand the lyrics to enjoy a song. That's also very true. I usually have to look up the translations for like Rammstein or Icebreaker songs that I listen to, and I love both of those bands. Same with like Heilung. Like I can't understand a fucking word Heilung or Wardrona puts in their music, but they're great. I love, I'm an anime fan. Like, I don't have any idea what half of the like fucking banger OP songs that come with some of my favorite shows are saying, unless I read the translations. I have a 2 or 3 hour video essay about the US's only major conservative playhouse, and it's wild. Oh? Did you send that to me? I'm intrigued. Conservatives, such illegal un-American Super Bowl halftime show. Also, conservatives. Hell yeah, true halftime show is singing about how much they love being pedophiles. Yeah. Yeah. Kid Rock was not the choice. In the current political climate, especially, Kid Rock, some call it statutory, I call it mandatory. Yeah, that's definitely the guy you want representing you in the middle of the Epstein file investigations and all of that. That's the guy you want as your representative, right? Like, brilliant. Just no self-awareness. Outrageous. Some people do. I'm not one of them since I listen to Japanese rock, but I can understand why someone feel the need to have the lyrics in a language that they're fluent in. I think that is actually a little bit of a weakness as somebody who wants to enjoy art. I think limiting yourself to exclusively things that you like only things that are in your language narrows your view of the world and restricts the cultural intelligence that you can develop. Now, it's not saying that like you have to be like, if you're uncomfortable or like have a little bit of difficulty in consuming media that isn't in your native language, that you're like a bad person or anything. But it is, especially if you're trying to be critical of media or like speak on cultural topics, I do think that it is a bit of a failing and a bit of a disservice to yourself to like completely just be like, it's not in my language, that must mean it's not worth consuming, you know, or like it's bad, or it's not like, it doesn't have value, you know? I really think that there's, I don't know, it's kind of like being like, yeah, I don't like any paintings that have the color blue, you know? I just nothing with blue in it. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of blue. Don't like blue. Anywhere, you know? It's just an unnecessary restriction. I consume media that's not in my native tongue. I watch a lot of American stuff all the time. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's posted in the politics channel. Hell yeah. Okay, I'll have to go take a peek. Thank you. I don't care about Bad Bunny performing because I'm not the biggest fan of rap. I like some for sure, but not enough to care about. I have no opinions on Bad Bunny. I've never listened to any music by Bad Bunny. I'm not invested in like Bad Bunny specifically, performing or in the performance itself. However, the fact that an entire like political demographic in our country decided to throw a shit fit because he is an American citizen from an American territory that is the wrong color, by their estimation, who is not American despite being an American. Not that you need to be an American to perform in the halftime show anyway. I think that is ridiculous and funny and worthy of ridicule. And I have no investment in the Super Bowl or the halftime show. It's just, it is purely that reaction to it and the reasoning behind it. I think it's dog water. And I think that you're an unserious person if you buy into it. I have Roll's theme from Marvel vs. Capcom, Kaze-yo Sutate? Stuck in my head for some reason. I don't know that one. They seem to be trying to normalize it. Seeing those pedophilia is base things they're creating now. I've seen I grew up on the internet. I've been having trouble parsing out what is like 4chan shit posting, which it turns out has been for a long time part of a campaign to normalize this shit in people's like common conception and what is like people's actual beliefs. And I think that it's just like coming closer and closer to being like, oh, it turns out, you know, all these people I didn't like hanging out with or talking to because they made a lot of jokes that I didn't want to be even remotely associated with, it just actually believed in that shit. Crazy. Wow. Shocking. What a baffling development this is. And I got it stuck independent of this convo, as I got it stuck there while I was in the kitchen making food with my headphones, making food while my headphones were in my room. Damn, okay. I can zoom in, yeah. I'm blue dubbity dub die. Yeah, precisely. Exactly. I do prefer to watch anime dubs though, and I only watch subs if I really like the anime, but the dub doesn't exist. Yeah, you know, you can get into the sub-dub argument all day long. I alternate between the two depending on which one I like more. Sometimes I really like the Japanese performances a lot. Especially particular like verbal motifs or signatures that some of the VAs have in one performance or the other. But there's nothing wrong with like consuming the dub. Dubs are a lot higher quality now. They used to be really universally bad. Like I went back and was watching I started watching Gundam 79 again because I want to kind of go back through it, watching the compilation movies. And I originally watched them in Japanese. And I tried to watch them in English this second time, and man, the performances are just like so flat and awful. It feels like somebody reading off of like a coupon in like a line at a convenience store or something, or like a pharmacy. That's like the kind of delivery that you were getting. So it depends for me. Depends on the performance. Most people don't understand songs in languages they know. In high school, a person running the school news station had the song Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People as an intro. They got in trouble. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people, like how many times do you run into, like, things where people suddenly just go, while singing along with a song because, like, you don't understand it and it is in your native language. Like, it's not necessary, you know, it's not mandatory. It's nice. It's nice if you can understand it. That can elevate the experience by a lot. It can even be the difference on whether you like or dislike it. But yeah, writing something off because it's not in your language, I think is foolish. I prefer dubs only because I'm usually playing games while watching anime on another monitor. Many such cases. Which is, I do it too, but I have been making a conscious effort to try and actively watch more of the shows that I've been trying to consume, because like I've kind of been running into this thing where a lot of stuff that I can passively enjoy as like a side monitor activity is not very good being actively watched because there just isn't a lot more to it. But a lot of things that I was watching on my side monitor have had so much like visual storytelling going on and like specific cinematic language being used that when I wasn't actively watching it the whole time, I was like fully missing out on entire swaths of the story or like characterization and things like that, and it was making me have lower I was rating a lot of really good stuff lower than it deserved because I wasn't actually giving it the attention that it deserved and like watching it fully, you know. So that is something that I've been trying to like be a little bit more careful about. That's not saying that you have to do that for everything. Sometimes you just want to throw on some trashy isekai on your side monitor while you play a tower defense game, you know? Like, this is the way of things. I honestly wish there were good closed captions for Twitch streams. They're CC extensions, but they're not great. Me too. I love having subtitles on pretty much everything that I watch, and I really wish that I could put them on for my streams, or like have an option to turn them on for my streams and have them be anywhere near accurate. But particularly with like my dialect especially, while I don't feel like it's that accented, does not translate well into like text to speech stuff, because there are a couple like particular like linguistic I don't know, like slurring, or I drop a lot of like letters in certain words that completely throws off like speech recognition. I don't want to spoil the conservative theater video, but there's an amazing twist about halfway through that makes the whole thing so much more fascinating. I'm so psyched. I'm very cheesed. I gotta check that out. I usually prefer subs, but dubs do be easier while having on second screen. Yep, it's true. Roll's theme was originally in Mega Man, Battle, and Chase as a secret karaoke that appears when the player completes the game with Roll without losing a race in the Japanese version. But I first heard it in Marvel vs. Capcom. Nice. Okay, cool. I prefer the dub because I don't have to look on the bottom of the screen the whole time. And look, that's fair. But you do miss out on a lot of stuff, you know? Like, I bring this up a lot. Like I said, I'm not gonna dunk on anybody for choosing dubs. I choose dubs often. Sometimes the dubs are better than the sub. Not always. Not even that often. But the convenience does play a factor, you know? But there are also things like One Punch Man, Vinland Saga, and Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury are like three of my go-to examples of it, where like Saitama in One Punch Man, the Japanese voice actor is just better at selling Saitama as like a burned out, like exhausted dude who is incapable of finding joy. And the English voice actor just kind of sounds bored. And it's not a bad performance, but it's not as good as the Japanese VA. He's got a lot of really, really good things. The voice actor for Soletta Mercury from Witch from Mercury in the Japanese dub has all of these really adorable verbal tics that make the character so much more relatable to me that are not present in the English dub, which is fantastic. The English dub of Witch from Mercury is stellar, but it doesn't have that little extra flavor from those specific, you know, performances that I really like experiencing. Like, she has a stutter when she gets nervous, and it's so cute. It's adorable. Very relatable character. And Vinland Saga actually just mistranslates things and ruins big chunks of the show tonally by saying completely different things. It was like incomprehensible. The Vinland Saga dub is like actually makes the show like 2 full letter grades worse. And Vinland Saga is an amazing show that should be watched, but you should watch it in Japanese because the English dub like just fully mistranslates shit. It's crazy. I like dubs when I don't want to focus on something too much. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I honestly wish there were good closed captions. I already read that. That's why I don't get much done while watching your streams. I gotta focus on you all the time. Yeah. I'm just that magnetizing, you know? Subtitles are great for that ADHD audio processing. Oh yeah, 100%. Alarelli has that on her stream and I appreciate it, but it's not super accurate. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a closed caption extension because I did see her doing that. But you're right, it is not super accurate. Gosh, I wish there was a thing where like you have subtitles but without the visuals, you know? Like it's only the subtitles. If only. If only. If only. Attack on Titan is a big example of where the sub is superior. I cannot watch the dub, mostly due to Aaron's Titan form scream. Interesting. I haven't watched Attack on Titan in a long time, but I also, I think, watched it in Japanese because I watched season 1 when it first came out, and this was before simulcasting in English was like industry standard almost for any big like projects. So there was like a solid wait between when English episodes would come out, or for English episodes to come out after the Japanese episodes were released. So I got used to listening to it in Japanese, which is the same thing that happened to me with One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, another one where the sub is better than the dub because of specific performances. But I ran out of steam like halfway through season 2 because it just like it was too many flashbacks. So I never ended up watching it. Big limitation with music is I can never get into purely instrumentals with no vocals. I just zone out too much when listening. I feel that I have some purely instrumental things can really like hook me, but it has a much higher bar to clear if there's no like you know, not spoken word, but like vocalization in it, you know. listening to the wrong instrumentals. Oh, I just said I just have a higher bar for it. Like I there are plenty of instrumentals that I really like, but I tend to find them less likely to be something that really crawls into my ear. I bring up Children of the Omnissiah from the Mechanicus soundtrack all the time. It's got an organ drop in it. It fucking rips. It's awesome. But it does like it has a higher bar to clear for me, you know, if I don't also have lyrics that I can connect to, because the lyrics give it this isn't saying that this is like an objectively better quality or something, because it can also go in the opposite direction and completely tank a song for me, even if I really like the musicality of it. The lyrics, whether I understand them on the first listen through or not, when I know what they are, if I relate to them or I enjoy what is being said by the song, that creates like an additional emotional connection that gets like that sort of, I get it from both ends. It's like I can like the music and the specific stated message or implied message even a lot easier than with an instrumental, which is still possible. You can still communicate a lot with a purely instrumental song. And the best instrumentals do that immaculately, and that like puts them into like a category of their own. But I find that to be rarer than kind of getting an intersection of something that like I like the music enough and I like the words enough to like end up into a category that I like. It's easier for that to happen than it is for an instrumental to come out of left field and really like strike me down, you know? Still happens. Aaron's Titan in Japanese is a deep roar. In the English dub, it sounds like a high-pitched goddamn pterodactyl. Oh no, gross. Like, what if there were books, but it had visuals and basically no words? God damn it. You'll go back to lurking? What happened? Oh, wait, no, what happened? Oh, Attack on D's nuts. I see. Okay, I understood. Johnny Young Bosch did a good enough job as Ichigo in Bleach, but I still prefer the sub. Fair. I got beef with Bleach, but that's me. Even made a YouTube video comparing them, the two Titan roars. Interesting. All of the Expedition 33 songs without lyrics still hit hard with me, just saying. No, I agree. Expedition 33's soundtrack was like stone cold stunners from like start to finish. Like, but Expedition 33 also won like every award that was even in the same zip code as it. So, you know, that's kind of an exemplary piece of media for that, you know? Bleach? Did I say bleach? Did I do that? I might have done that. This is what I mean. This is why text-to-speech hates me. Totally, I listened to a lot of metal, and there was a whole period of sci-fi themed bands, and it was obvious the vocalists were just mad-libbing out of a science textbook. I couldn't hang. Yeah, no, yes, I remember that. I can't recall a single like instance of it, but I've run into that where I'm just like, this is incoherent. Like, what are you saying? Like, this is just like, there's nothing happening here. Deep Cut, the DuckTales remaster OST is fire. Really? Okay. All right. I've heard a lot of good things about the like. Are you talking about this is the like? I say new DuckTales, which like has already like started and had a multiple year run and then ended. But like that DuckTales or older DuckTales? There's another aspect that isn't talked about between subs and dubs, and that's localization. There are a lot of cultural references and proverbs that don't mean anything to an American audience. So there are a few good shows, not all, that will translate and localize for dubs, so a foreign audience will get the joke. Shin-Chan is a prime example of this. Yes, localization is a huge deal. And it absolutely can make the difference between something translating well and being a hit in another country and something completely falling flat. And it's why, like, learning, it's something that I actually like about trying to, like, I don't know, like watching a lot of anime or even just foreign media in general, like non-American like cultural output is there are like whole bits where you'll be completely lost on what's going on. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm like driven to go learn like what that was supposed, like what was the joke supposed to be there, or what was the reference supposed to be there. And I end up like learning a lot more about like through that kind of like active hunting down of like, why didn't I get that? Like instead of just going, that's stupid, that's not a joke, that didn't mean anything. And it really does help like broaden your understanding of the world a little bit. It's not like I'm not making any kind of like grand philosophical claim about like watching anime and trying to get the jokes actually makes you enlightened. And if you don't do it, you're just a normie, really. And you should probably get on my level. But no, like there is like a certain level of like cultural literacy that you need to try and cultivate if you want to properly enjoy like a lot of foreign made media. This is incoherent. What are you saying? Merc to Lily when she's demanding something of her. So true. Oh, the game DuckTales, the remaster OST. Okay, neat. From 2013, original was 1989. Damn. Okay, cool. 2013. I feel like that's so long ago. Holy shit. Three Body Problem was like that for me. So many cultural things lost on me on first read. I'm reading Three Body right now. Like I'm alternating between Three Body and The Practical Guide to Evil. And those don't belong in the same like category of like production quality. Practical Guide to Evil is like fun trash that I like. I haven't got that far into it, but it's very clearly like an ascended AO3 like kind of story. Like it's that kind of like young adult thing, but it's got a cool concept and I like it. And then Three Body, I have to like learn fucking the basics of astrophysics and like details about the cultural revolution following the rise of the Chinese Communist Party, like to get through the intro chapters. And it's like, it's really good. Three Body is fascinating. It's super cool. But I feel like I have homework every time I finish a chapter, you know? Like I have to go like just sit in a classroom for an hour to understand the like 3 hours of book that I just read. I remember hearing Inside Out had multiple versions of the vegetable scene. I don't even remember the vegetable scene, but that tracks. Love it. Yeah. Practical Guide to Evil. Yeah, it's been neat. Yeah, Practical Guide to Evil is like my kind of trash, you know? Like it seems like it seems neat. It seems cool. I like that. It makes me feel a little bit better about my writing because I'm like, oh hey, this is popular and is written in like is written in a way that is a lot closer to how I to like my mechanical skill level of writing than a lot of the like novels that I read and like see as aspirational, where I'm like, I can never get to this. Like I read Practical Guide to Evil and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is kind of like the same general ballpark. I mean, if this has legs, then like my writing is at least like more competent than I gave it credit for. Like, and that's cool. Love it. A Canticle for Leibowitz did that to me too. It's so deeply Catholic. There are huge chunks of untranslated Latin that apparently set up jokes I did not get. I believe that. Canticle for Leibowitz is one of those things that I've wanted to read for a while, but like kind of exactly what you say. Like I feel like it would be like a process. Like I feel like I would have to go into it almost like academically, and it kind of stresses me out. Had legs, it should walk. Hey, they could be non-functional. They could be vestigial, okay? What if they've got little stumps like a skink? You don't know.
This way, please.
Hey! Chaps, thank you for following. Welcome to the company. You're one of us. Now, report to the arsenal for your standard issue equipment. A morale officer will be with you shortly. It's a pleasure to have you. Someone before sent me a text excerpt, and I was like, oh, neat, this is pretty good. I like. And then I find out it's one of my old writings. I get hit by that with by Jill sometimes. Flute Right will, like, hit me with a quote or a line or something, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. Where'd that come from? And she'll be like, it's something you said or wrote or something, like, 3 years ago. And it's like, oh, that's neat. Like, cool. I've been quoted. That's true. Getting quoted feels nice. I like getting quoted. It's a good time. I really appreciate Jill's studious cataloging of like notable quotes in the quote channel in the Discord. Fuck the shoop. I think isn't I'm pretty sure Canticle for Leibowitz is like a major inspiration for Fallout games, isn't it? Like Canticle for Leibowitz and A Boy and His Dog were like the primary like inspirations, if I remember correctly. Also, Dungeon Diver Carl is good and is getting a screen adaptation. Interesting. I think I've heard of that before, but I've never actually really got into it. Brotherhood of Steel are a continuation of the main group. Oh, from Canticle. That makes sense. Multiple times I've had people who knew me use my quotes in like yearbooks, or one person quoted me in a college paper that was somehow put online. It's freaky. It's wild, right? That's something that I still have not even remotely gotten used to. Like at the level of like popularity / like development of like my channel is like internalizing that. I don't know, like it's just like a complicated cocktail of things. Like trying to internalize the fact that the stuff that I do is worth consuming, like that people actually like enjoy it and are showing up, and it's not like some sort of weird like social experiment like prank where everybody's like setting me up for a bit. You know, like I am such a deeply paranoid human being, and it's so hard to like keep pushing it out of my brain. Multiple times I've had people who knew me. Oh no, okay, I already got that. Wonderful. The concept of the Brotherhood of Steel, it comes directly from Canticle. I wish I was quotable. Yeah, there you go. You nailed it. Look. Being quotable is a skill that you develop, you know? Nobody starts out quotable. It's all for the gag. Yeah, it's all for the vine. Just a super long, years long setup. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna like win a streamer award like 3 years from now, and I'm gonna go up there, and like one of you is just going to walk up with the award and like drop it off the stage in front of me and been like, this has all been a Truman Show scheme. Idiot. And like everybody in the amphitheater is gonna laugh at me, and then I'm gonna get pantsed or something, you know? Like that's we're all vines in God's shitty algorithm. I had some Russians do a cover medley of one of my albums, and it was one of the most life-affirming shit. That strangers half a world away were so compelled they learned my songs, recorded them, and filmed it. That's awesome. We just made a fan art channel in the Discord, and I haven't transferred all of the fan art from my fan art folder into the fan art channel. But like, the fact that I have had people make fan art, like, is crazy to me. I even got some people in trouble for making fan art of me because it technically broke the Discord, the Discord rules. Sorry. You know who you are. That was my fault. That was on me. That's my bad. But I do I need to upload all that. Somebody made a song. Like there's a whole ass like musical production like that somebody made like with me as the subject. It's crazy. It's so cool. I don't know. Like it's just fucking wild. It like fucking fries my brain. Tarkov mercenary fan art. Yeah. I can see it. All of chat has just been 2 groundhogs in a trench coat. Damn. Must have a lot of extra fingers. They're doing a lot of typing. I cried, not gonna lie. Yeah, I get it. I do. I totally understand. Honestly, that sounds terrifying in a way. It kind of is, you know? Like, it is admittedly, like, being a little vulnerable for a second. Like, you know, so much of being like a content creator is trying to build up this like, I don't know, almost like a veneer of untouchability in a little way. Not, and I'm not saying in like any significant way, but like there's this like this separation from the stage and the audience, you know, like there's that, it's like creating that sort of like air that you are like an entertainment product or like a figure to be put on a pedestal rather than just exactly the same kind of person as any of the people in your audience, but with like a couple extra hands up and a propensity to frame your jokes better, you know? Like there's not that much that like separates me from anybody who's hanging out in chat here, except for the fact that I have the camera and have been fortunate enough to accumulate people around me. And so, like, from my perspective, I'm just another random asshole, you know? Like, I'm just some dipshit who turns on a camera and has a fancier than I deserve microphone. But, you know, and hard work. There's a lot of hard work involved, yeah, but I'm not trying to, like, jerk myself off here. I'm making, like, the, yeah, it gets a little spooky, you know? Like, the imposter syndrome hits really hard, not because like I'm actually like faking anything or I am truly an imposter, but because of the idea of like I am just another person, like I'm another random citizen, I'm another just individual on the street, but I have this like this sort of like gifted, not gifted like given to me by, but like from the people that support me, like I've been given this like consensus of like legitimacy or like interest, you know, that is really fascinating. I think it's really interesting. And it can be a little scary sometimes, you know, like I have a lot of people that like listen to what I say and it's frightening. Yo, Mark, save that for the After Dark stream. We'll get there. I don't know if they'll do this in the show, but there's a brief character in Critical Role Campaign 2 that ends up being 5 kobolds in a coat. Amazing. I love that. I wear bulletproof vests for no apparent reason other than to create a false sense of importance, of which I could never retain on my own. I like to create a buffer memory of incredulity, so y'all motherfuckers could never get near me. Reggie Watts. That's good. Yeah, no, yeah, like kind of like that. Not trying to jerk myself off here, Merc, literally 30 minutes before. God, quiet. You don't know. Have you been given it or the simulacrum you've built online? I don't know. I try not to analyze that too closely or the existential dread sets in, you know? Worse than it normally does. It's I was about to say it's all a facade, but like literally, you know, like it's like not even in an insulting way. It's literally performance art, you know, like, I come on here and I don't have that much of a stream persona. Like, it's not like I'm coming in and like playing a role, but I definitely play up aspects of my personality more, you know? Like, if it was just like me hanging out, now granted, I do get like this at like, this is like the way that I act at like a party or a social gathering, you know? Like I'm very active, I'm very energized. When it's just like me at home, I'm like laying on the couch with like a big oversized sweatshirt, like watching TV and trying to fit as much of a slice of pizza into my mouth as possible before biting it off, you know? Like, it's and not talking. I will go hours without saying a single word because my brain is just in like rest mode and I'm focused on a task, you know? And you can see aspects of that, like even in like the Expedition 33 VODs, which very proud of myself. I haven't been getting them up every day like I've wanted to, but I've been every other day, every 3 days, I've been getting Expedition 33 VODs edited and posted, which is good. But like every time I'm like working on my stats or something, like or like rearranging my party, there's just like when I'm looking at the editing, there's like minutes, like 5-minute stretches where I do not say anything because I'm just fiddling with numbers, and it's just like there's nothing but the background music playing in the audio tracks, you know? Internet culture and identity is fascinating. No, I agree. Yeah, I think so. Like, because it really is like, people who interact either primarily or very heavily, like, with their or do most of, or a very large percentage of their social interaction on the internet do develop a sort of distinct cadet or branch culture. Ooh, that is both it's like a hybrid culture between like the ambient effects of like internet collective consciousness and the like specific culture that they like, you know, grow up in and live in their everyday life, where you can like you can cross a lot of like cultural boundaries if you're like two people that spend a lot of time on the internet, because like you're probably going to a lot of the same places and interacting with a lot of the same stuff. Even across like language barriers, you get like really like similar like recurring like qualities or traits, because a lot of mimetics end up like spreading across language barriers. Not all the time, and it's less so than like within the same like sort of language branches of the internet. But it's really fascinating. Like it is its own kind of like fractious subculture. I could see parasocial psychology becoming a very active field soon. It probably should. It is really interesting. You've been doing exceptionally well with the VODs. Good girl. Thank you. I've been trying really hard. It's really hard for me to do VODs. I can't wait until I'm doing well enough that I can pay other people to edit and post my VODs. Because I hate going through my VODs. I hate it so much. Oh my god, it stresses me the fuck out. It's like, you know those actors that like won't watch movies that they're in because they don't like to, you know, like see themselves, and because they're like hypercritical and like it gets into their brain and stuff. That's what it's like whenever I have to edit content. It's like I'm often happy with how it came out. I like what I do. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I'm so ashamed, I can't believe I did this on camera, but I'm sitting there like making micro adjustments. Like I would have like should have like leaned my head that way, or like I was looking too far off in like this angle. Like I'm constantly like critiquing myself like a fucking coach. And I can't like change it, so it just like it gets stuck into a stress cycle, you know. If Mork told me to rob a bank, I would. God damn it! All right, so this is what I mean. I gotta be careful with my my social power. Typing failing again. Sorry. Nah, you're good. Okay, I'm dyslexic. I'm used to ignoring like 20% of all letters in any given word. So as long as the beginning and the end is mostly correct, I just sort of put it together. I mean, that's like a normal human thing too, but like I've really had to crank up that impulse to 11. I had a huge brain tumor removed last month and it dominated me. I get like 2 hours of useful motor function in my hands per day now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I mean, good job pulling through on that. That's intense. Jesus. Learning is learning. Good on you. Thank you. Oh, you're talking to Misty. Learning slowly, but trying to learn to edit. Yes, Misty's actually been doing a really good job with the editing. Yes, good on you, Misty. Not me. That compliment wasn't aimed at me. Not all the compliments are mine. This has been super nice. I've missed doing just chatting streams. I don't often feel confident in doing just chatting streams. Like every time I go into one, I feel like I'm spinning a fucking roulette wheel on whether or not I'll be interesting on a given day. But I was starting to help Ellie with her editing, but then I got a job now, so I'm just tired all the time. Yeah. Yep, that'll do it. That's part of the problem with that. On top of all of the rest of the issues with trying to do editing for me is like, even doing basic editing on a VOD, like a 6-hour VOD, like just cutting out breaks and cutting off the beginning and the end, and like making sure audio levels are good, and maybe like adding in a bit here and there, and then like doing like a thumbnail is like minimum like hour and a half, 2 hours. If you're doing like the bare minimum, you know? I guess it could go faster than that if my attention span wasn't measured in micrometers, but that's how long it takes me. And so it's like finish a day of streaming and then go and try to do like 2 VODs. And between like the editing itself and then exporting it and then uploading it, it's like 3 to 4 hours per VOD, ultimately, is what it comes out to. If I could export multiple things at once, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but I can't because it takes up a lot of processing power and also locks up my editing software. But, you know. So I usually just end up like, I'll just be like playing a video game or something, like winding down, and I'll have like a video exporting on my side monitor for like an hour and a half. I couldn't do streaming like this. I think with how reserved I get in public, I'd be boring on stream. If I'm not comfortable with the audience, or if I haven't had time to create a proper image, I crumble. Understandable. I have kind of a weird relationship with it because I think like I kind of unintentionally ended up getting set up for being good at this particular kind of performance because of like growing up as an autistic person in a household that did not believe in psychology in the late 90s to like early 2010s, you know? So I had to like fabricate a persona to just interact with people, you know? Like I had to actually rewrite my personality in high school because I was having so much trouble interacting with people that I like went away for a summer and came back. Not a different person, but like with entirely different methods of like communication than I had when I like went away. And so then like living with that sort of like constructed shell persona for so long has given me like a lot of insight into like how to casually interact with people in like the least off-putting way possible, I guess. I don't know. Streaming is hard. It is. It's difficult, you know? It's the best way that I've really been able to explain it is it's like, imagine trying to hold the attention of an entire room of people at a party for 6 hours, you know? And if people are going to like eventually get bored and leave, you need to be interesting enough to be drawing in new people to replace them, you know? It is a lot more active than it comes across as. 99% of the time. I think there are definitely plenty of streamers who are extremely popular that I just do not fundamentally understand. And I think that's just one of those like confluence of fate things. Like somebody who just really found their crowd, you know? And good for them, genuinely, in most cases, as long as they're not being shitty people. I wonder what percentage of streamers are autistic. I think it's probably a good number of them. I think so. Here's something that I'm gonna, even if it's not specifically autistic, I think, and I feel this way about a lot of entertainers in general. I think that you have to fundamentally be some kind of outcast. Again, this is generalizing. This isn't a 100% hard and fast rule. Generally, you have to be some sort of outcast or some sort of dysfunctional in day-to-day society to decide to throw the amount of effort and dedication it takes to try and make being an entertainer of any kind, an artist, a filmmaker, an actor, a streamer, a YouTuber, video essayist, somebody who professionally edits like shitpost compilations, even like you have to, there has to be some sort of break. It's kind of like the D&D adventurer thing. Like, why are no adventurers normal people? It's because if they were normal people with a happy life, they wouldn't be doing this shit. You know, like if you could get along like working a more like, you know, like regular job that pays well, that will, like, if you can find it, which feeds into an entirely different issue, but we're not going to get into Clash consciousness right now. I don't have enough time. Yeah, like you have to have some sort of dissonance with like the expected cultural norms, both to be willing to commit the amount of time and effort that you need to get good at refine your craft and then market it, because we live in a capitalist system, so you have to be able to make money off of it, and also to create something interesting enough to snare people, you know, because like, even if it's just a little bit, you have to have something most of the time that kind of subverts or diverges from what people are used to be interesting. You have to have some sort of hook most of the time. Sometimes you can get someone who's just right place, right time, complete and total, like every man, every woman, and completely nails that through some confluence of fate and being very, very like really being able to like lock in that particular niche. But that's not like a good strategy to pursue generally, you know? I have fun with it when I do. I just struggle talking to myself. Externalizing your monologue is a really important step, and that's another thing that I fortunately have been doing since I was a child. So I just had to like, I didn't have to start doing it. I just had to learn to do it more. You also have to, if you're going to be opening those floodgates, you have to make sure that you've wrangled your internal monologue to a certain extent so that you don't end up saying something totally out of pocket that just flits across your brain as like an impulsive or intrusive thought, you know? So you still have to like apply a little bit of that filter and wrangle how your internal monologue works, which is a little wacky. I like streaming. I'm not good at it, but I like doing it, which is weird because I have a mental breakdown every time I'm about to hit the go live button, which is something I'm led to believe most streamers have. So streamers like you were exceptional in my mind. I do get really stressed out when I have to hit the start streaming. I actually have been having a lot of performance anxiety around the after hours streams lately, between that and just having a lot of shit going on where I haven't been able to commit the time to it. That's like been a contributor to why I haven't been doing them as often, is like not because I don't like them or because like I don't want to be doing them, especially financially I want to be doing them, but like I really enjoy them too. It's just like that's something I haven't been doing for as long, and I'm a lot more like self-conscious of still. So it's like I still have that looming thing of like, this is it. This is the day where I stop being interesting on that side. Which I still get waves of that here, where it's like, am I going to turn on my stream and like suddenly everybody's going to realize this has all been a sham and I'm not actually that cool or fun to listen to? It's a lot. Creatives in general are very autism heavy. Oh yeah, for sure. Copy, the time is 16:53. This is your heads up. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking. I got my little timer down there. I'm trying to milk it for everything I've got. I became a multi-instrumentalist because I couldn't be in bands, I found out. I don't want to play someone else's art, but I hated having my ideas have to go through a committee. Like, this is the song the way I want it. You can't tell me it's not good. So instead of learning to collaborate, I learned how to sing and play drums. I've done a lot of that as well, honestly. I keep learning more and more, like, I'm not gonna say that I'm like professional level or like have any level of expertise in all of these different like skills and fields, but I keep getting like a beginner's level or like baseline functional level of skill in a whole bunch of different like production fields, because I want to be able to like do the bare minimum of running an entire operation like this until I can manage to hire somebody else who is actually like creatively beholden to stick generally to what I'm going with, because I don't want to hand over creative control because I'm greedy. Now I do like collaboration a lot, but it does I don't know, it does get odd when you get to a point where you have to start making like concessions and, like you said, kind of go through committee, and that can create some things that are like a gestalt. They're better than the components that they're made of, you know, the sum of its parts and all that. That kind of like collaborative work can end up elevating everybody's skills to a higher level, but it can also drag everybody down if you don't have the right mix of people and personalities working on things, you know? Yeah, I had grandparents that thought I was short-circuiting as a child and tried to take me to fix it by having a scratchy doctor drill holes in my head. Parents stepped in and stopped it. Ooh, yeah. Were your grandparents trying to get you trepanned? Like it's the Middle Ages? What the fuck? That's insane. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna beat you up, Mork. Pay me to edit for you, Mork. I just said I don't have the money to pay somebody. If I'm gonna be paying anyone to edit for me, it's probably gonna be Nova. Like, if I'm being honest. Like, Nova's top on my list right now of like, if I end up getting the money to hire an editor, who I'm going to approach to talk to first, you know? Don't be self-conscious about it. We're all enjoying them and you definitely go above and beyond. Really? Okay, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that it feels that way. As someone who had a hole drilled in their head, it sucks. I can imagine. But I'll do it for $10 and a firm handshake. That is compelling. But then I'm getting into the issue of, am I hiring scabs? Am I undercutting the industry for my own convenience and doing bad labor practices? I feel like I don't want to hire someone until I can pay them a proper rate, you know? I really don't like and sometimes I have to do this because sometimes I don't have either the skill or the bandwidth or the time to do it. But Nova, that's it. I give up. Throwing editing software out the window. Well, okay, all right. We can, Misty, we can talk too. Usually having multiple editors ends up being necessary, and it could be I might have different editors that I hire for different things. All right. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Okay, but the firm handshake is worth a lot. Fair. Respect to labor is abhorrently undervalued these days. Yeah, no, I'm firmly like a working class, like workers solidarity person. Like, I don't want right, what I was saying is I don't want to leverage my like social capital, like the social power that I have, to like get people to work for me for less money. You know? I prefer to overpay people who do good work for me, rather than like take a good discount deal, especially when this is, of course, when we're talking about like individuals, like people, or like small businesses, like people who are kind of in this same sphere. If it's a corporation, like, fuck that shit. None of the extra money that I would pay would actually go to the people doing the work anyway. I'll take every opportunity I can to undercut that shit. But like, if we're talking about like people, like if a person, a real human person that lives in the same stratosphere as I do and not on a Cloud City penthouse with like fucking helicopters picking them up to go get coffee, then I want to make sure that I'm paying like something more than what the market value of their labor is, if I can, you know? No war but class war, exactly. Payment in terms of Uncrustables. I've been paid in less, you know? I'm gonna be real. I never thought about that with Fiverr. Now I feel bad for trying to find work on there between my current job and my last job. So it's complicated when you're an independent contractor, right? Like when you're an independent worker. Like you should know what the market rate for any labor you're providing is and do your best to not undercut that. Which is sort of even if you're not in a union, you should do your best to not undercut union rates or something like, you know, generally like you don't want to undersell too much because then that becomes the new market and then somebody undercuts there and that becomes the new market value. And then it's a race to the bottom, you know? And it is tough. It was back when I used to do escort work. Part of the reason I had the like strict standards I did on the pricing for my time was because I didn't want to become a cheap option that made anybody else working in the area that I was working in have to compete against me and then sell their services for less than I was selling for, because I think that it's anti-worker, you know? And that did mean that I got a lot less work than I could have, but sometimes you bite the bullet for your principles, you know? Now, if you're starving, like if you're down to the point where like you literally will starve to death, like your entire life will collapse if you don't take a job for less money, like I get it, I do. Like I've done it, like we all do it. Like survival takes precedent over principles. Pretty much always. Like that's one of those like acceptable things. It's like people who come back from like a plane crash in the mountains and like everybody knows that they probably ate people, but nobody's going to give them too much of like too much flack over it. You know, like it's traumatizing. That sucked. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, did you know that that's actually morally questionable? Like, yeah. Morality. It's refreshing to see it. Yeah. Like, if you can, you should. If you can act in a more moral way, you should. I work in a non-union shop. Yeah, I mean, there aren't very many unions in or I should say, union reach is far less widespread than it should be in America. And, like, most jobs are non-union. But if you can, like, if you're setting your own prices, you should try to aim more for increasing the like value of labor, especially in the kind of economic situations that we're dealing with, than decreasing it. Glad I stumbled into this place. I'm glad you did too. A real human being. I try. This stream is exceptionally class conscious and pro labor. She even sings songs about it. I do. I love turn of the century labor music. It's so good. Bigoted speech there. Corporations are people. Missed Citizens United, huh? Yeah. Yep. That's my favorite. The only people I'm bigoted against are corporations. You know, it's well, intentionally bigoted against, I should say. Like, we all have unconscious biases and bigotries that we have to confront and untangle when we run into them. But, you know, there's limited utility in trying to pick through your brain to hunt down every single one, because you'll end up in a downward spiral of, like, self-dissection. You'll just vivisect your brain, wondering if anything that could possibly be a problematic thing to say. Just if you do a problematic thing that you get flack for, apologize and do better, you know? Try to avoid it, but if it happens, just accept that you're human, and that so it goes. I'm confused by the definition of scab. I was under the understanding that scab meant working for a shop whose union workers were on strike. It is. I am using I'm sort of misusing it for a hyperbolic answer of if you are an independent contractor, and you're doing like independent work, and there is a general consensus about what that work is broadly worth in the economic sphere you're working in, and you go and directly undercut it, it is kinda scab shit. It's not being a scab, but that's what scabs would come into work for less during like while union workers were on strike, and would like allow the business to keep operating and weaken the power of the collective bargaining power of the unions. And if there is a sort of stable consensus for what a kind of labor is worth, especially with like gig work or artistic work like that, and then you undersell in relation to everything else around you by like a significant margin. It's in the same sphere. It's not the same thing, but it's in the same sphere, I think. The only union shop I've ever worked for was when I worked for Kroger. Yeah, there aren't a lot of them. I got disappeared when I did, I almost got disappeared when I did a stretch at a non-union shop. I didn't know that company scabbed during a strike at another site, and I got confronted by 5 millwrights over it. That had to be scary. Getting caught in the middle of a union dispute, whether you're involved or not, is not a good time. I can imagine. I can imagine that would be a bad time. Back when I was more active in writing commissions, the whole people coming in and posting rushed cheap stuff to down the commission prices was a problem. Yeah, exactly. You need to have some solidarity with your fellow worker, whether you are actually in community in like a union or an organization with them or not. You know, you want to, if you have the power, if you have any power to exert, to try and make the material working conditions of the other people side by side with you in the same boat better, I think that you should do it. I'm not saying that if you don't, that you're a villain or anything, but that is my, like, I do think that's what gets you the moral good points, you know, is kind of like pushing for that when you can, even if it's just in tiny little bits in tiny little places here and there, because enough people doing that creates pressure. Depends if you have to drive to work. There's a minimum income you can take before just showing up costs you more than you're making. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I don't think it really changes the statement I made previously, but that is accurate. I have actually had to make that decision before where I've had to stop working at a job because I was coming away from it with like I was functionally only being paid like 3 hours of work for like an 8-hour shift. Brutal. No one liked me there because I always talked about wages and unionizing. Yeah, I almost got fired from my first pharmacy tech job because I started talking about unionizing and was sharing wage information between all of the different people who were getting hired. Consensually, among the workers, but management didn't like it. We legit scabbed, I guess, like buses through the picket line. Glad I'm gone. Ouch. Yeah, that's rough. I haven't actually directly scabbed before, but that's a rough backstory. I'm glad you're out of there. Over half of all Swedish workers are union members, so the percent is slowly falling. Yeah, the anti-union propaganda is really powerful. I am going to end stream in just a minute there, or a minute here, because I have to go and do my other stream, but I'm really enjoying this and I don't want to go. So I'm going to be bad and be a little late. We came into rats spray painted on our shit at least weekly. Totally understand. I did get 5 guys to leave with me to the union when I left, so I feel better. Hey, that's character development. That's an arc. No, yeah. Nailed it. Good job. The sad thing is, I don't think I'm far off from the standard pay for my job in my industry, but it's also not far above what economists say minimum wage should be. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, that's a broader problem with the system of capital that we live in. Like the capitalist structures, especially in America, where it's like capitalism is like basically like state religion in the same way that like Christianity is for a lot of American conservatives. Like they see it as an irreproachable entity that like is moral by its nature and isn't just like a thing that they particularly believe in, you know? Supply side Jesus. Yeah. So it gets tangled. If you rebel, yeah, that's me. I'm a graphics technician. I prep customer art for making screens for in-house silkscreen printing and for making offset printing plates for outside customers. I also make screens and plates. I would be incapable of selling things I make in my free time. It would just be a thing where if I like you, I will make something. If I don't like / know you, then I won't. Fair enough. Other stream? Yeah, I do, well, I'm supposed to do this every week, but I've been taking a couple weeks off due to like some you know, world events harshing the vibe and just like personal life stuff getting in the way. But I do not safe for work stream Saturday evenings. You can find links for it in the Discord. I'm not supposed to directly advertise it on Twitch, so I don't. Don't leave me, Mork. I'm sorry, Ashley. I have to go make my money. I hate that I almost don't want to leave. Almost didn't want to leave. It was more money than I've ever made in my life, though. It's tempting. Money. There's a reason the shitty systems have lasted as long as they do, because you can either fire or promote most, like, low-level dissenters, and that will keep them either suppressed or placated, you know? Like, it's just like human nature. It's hard to say no to that shit. Like, one of the things that I am most, like, that I'm trying to brace myself for, like, optimistically, is if I get popular enough, like, I'm gonna start getting approached for sponsorship deals, and I don't want to take them, so I'm trying really hard to develop an income stream independent of that, because I really don't want to hawk corporate shit to fund my life and my art, you know? Maybe occasionally if I genuinely think that something is, like, good enough, but even then I still feel scummy being part of the ad system, you know? Like, part of the like the marketing machine. Raid Iwu Legends. My favorite character is the one with her titties out. It's all of them. Oh god, I'm not doing the face. Look, I'm a certified freak, okay? Don't get me wrong. I like my scantily clad fantasy women and men and nebulously gendered entities. But you know, that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean I want to go sell them. No one heard shit, don't narc. Bioshock stream was really fun. Feel free to do it again soonish. No rush. I'm going to be doing that Monday. I'm going to be going back to Bioshock. I just didn't want to. I wanted to do something a little bit more casual today. You know, like I wanted to, like, it's Valentine's Day. Like most of y'all who are here, I figure probably like you know, not the coolest day ever. Or maybe you just didn't have anything else planned. Either way, I like being around for holidays when I can. I don't really care about holidays, so it's just another stream day for me, but I know a lot of people have trouble on holidays. I know I have trouble during the winter holidays, you know, Christmas in particular. Thanksgiving, same thing. Got a lot of, like, family trauma involved, so I don't like them. So, yeah, it's nice to be here. Thank you for making my B-Day a good day, Mark. You're so welcome, Ashley. I'm glad that I could be here. Raid Shadow Legends isn't even a bad game. Yeah, it's just not a game that I particularly like, so I wouldn't want to advertise for it, you know? I don't ever want to advertise anything with gacha mechanics. It would have to be some real outstanding shit going on for me to be in on that. Are you standing on office chairs during those streams? Yeah, yep. A lot of OSHA violations. I've worked in jobs that have actively caused me bodily harm for years. I just got laid off from one. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's the fucking these hoes parentheses corporations ain't loyal. They never will be. They're not going to, like, they don't see you as people. They see you as a resource. Like, your blood, sweat, and tears are fuel to make their engine go, and when you are exhausted, they will toss you aside. We had 19-year-olds clearing 100K a year, and I'll never forget my boss seeing a kid drive in a brand new truck, and he said, I love seeing that. He's going to do whatever I tell him to. He has to. Yep. Yeah, no, it's vile shit. Like it like it's why like I get up on my soapbox every time somebody tries to sell me on like, well, we may have issues in America, but at least we're free. And it's like, no, we're not. We're basically all debt slaves. Like we are an entire country of indentured servants. Like it's not like it's not as explicit as like having a literal contract that says the company town owns you until your debt is paid off, but they've just abstracted that same structure, you know? You're encouraged to take on tons of debt to get an education, to get a better job, to pay off your debt. You're encouraged to get into tons of debt to get a house so that you can live more comfortably, to work at the job that you got and hopefully can keep to pay off your debt. You are encouraged to buy a big new car because it'll run better and have lower maintenance costs and it's more eco-friendly, which puts you in more debt. So you have to keep working that same job that keeps getting lower and lower wages as inflation goes up so you can pay off your debt. And oops, we just changed interest laws. Now actually, you're going to pay more in interest than you did in the original loan over the course of 30 years and maybe not pay it off. And you better not quit your job because if you do, you'll have to go bankrupt. And if that happens, you can't get any more loans for 5 to 7 years. And wouldn't that just be terrible? Because you need to take loans out to do basically anything of consequence in the current economical structure. So darn, I suppose you should just keep grinding away at the 40 hour, 50 hour, 60 hour, 80 hour work week that we have you doing with lower wages than you were hired for. I don't know. Sorry. I don't have many opinions on the economy, actually. I'm just a pretty girl on the internet. Oh my god. I just got a $250,000 bill for a procedure that a real country would do for free. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Healthcare also. God forbid you get sick, because that's more debt. It is an okay game. The RNG is just horrible. That tracks. I actually forgot today was Valentine's. Sorry. Sorry for reminding you. Hey, not all of them have titties out. Some of them are men. Men can have their titties out. In fact, they get to have their titties out more often than women do. I need to suck it up and work at McDonald's for 3 more years. Then I'll have my computer science degree and probably find a job in Canada. You know, you should take any escape vector you can get your hands on. You know, you know, I'm a big like not every opportunity will work out for you, but trying to take every opportunity you can is how you eventually end up with an opportunity that works for you. Like that's kind of an underpinning like tenet of my worldview. It's unfair, free the nipple. I agree. And here may be an interesting thing. I think that it should be totally legal and fair and fine for women to have their titties out anytime men can have their titties out. I do, however, subscribe to the idea that on an individual level, I like to keep things concealed outside of very specific circumstances because it makes people more interested. I don't think it should be compulsory, but it is, you know, the whole idea what is and is not erotic is very largely dictated by what is and is not commonly socially acceptable to show, you know? So your tease? Yes, 100%. Next question. Get her titties out and be a gender fluid envy? Yes. Okay, puppy, I've ordered pizza toast. I'm gonna go because you know food. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day and after hours stream. The stream is exceptionally lovely and rather meaningful on this Singles Awareness Day. Also, please don't forget to update the group chat. Thank you. Will do. Appreciate it. Have a good, enjoy your pizza. Thank you for getting pizza for me at some time in the next couple days. Very true. Everyone was hotter during COVID. Masks added to the mystery. Exactly. No, genuinely. I actually, I wore a mask a lot longer than I needed to because I liked the allure that it gave me. Everyone has pretty eyes. Yeah, you get to focus on like other things depending on what is and is not concealed. Society needs to go back to wearing capes and cloaks. What you just talked about is basically what is going on in the game The Outer Worlds. I just posted a vid in Discord in the media discussion channel. Yes, I love the first Outer Worlds is such an excellent I'm not gonna like the game. I think the game hits like solid like 6 or 7 out of 10. Like it's not. I think that it's got enough problems that it kind of brings it down. But a lot of the social commentary and like talking about like corporate politics and how like people are controlled while like ostensibly being free, legally, technically, while being like choked in an economic net, is a really it's cool to see stuff talking about that. Yes, I need more cloaks than pairs of pants. I need to feel free. Oh, you have more cloaks than pairs of pants. Hell yeah. Personally, I actually get more turned on by women who are wearing skimpy outfits / lingerie than being fully naked. Not that I'm not turned on by the nakedness, but I like the slight tease more. No, I agree. 100% I agree. It's a big part of like the way that I present myself when I'm trying to be like sexy or appealing is that like selective censorship, like a strip of cloth snaking around and like tactically censoring things is just like degrees of magnitude hotter than just a naked pic, in my opinion, in like 9 times out of 10. Again, naked is hot, don't get me wrong, but like censorship is what gets you. Why cosmic horror is hard to film. The mind can imagine so much more than the eye can see. Ah, yeah, absolutely. I hold my boobs as a calming thing. One could say I literally calm my tits. Hell yeah, as you should. America, land of the free, to starve to death if you so choose. Yes. Yes, you always have the choice to starve in the streets of the most powerful and richest nation in the world. I was always conscious of my facial expressions in public, so wearing masks was always comfortable. Agreed. Yeah, I feel that. The chains and cuffs and whips are all extra. Yeah, precisely. Oh, okay. All right. I think it is time. I'm 20, I've got to be like 25, 26 minutes over the time when I was supposed to stop and go get ready. Fortunately, I don't think I'm going to be changing too much. But, you know, actually on the flip side, we need to find somebody to raid. In the vernacular of the street urchin, please, may I have some less? Glad I found you. Have a good one. Of course. Yeah, feel free to jump in the Discord if you want to. We have a pretty cool community there, I think. Able to summon it in the chat if it's not already there. Raid channel on it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Glad to see it. We love you, Mark. Love you too, Tap. Thank you. All of y'all. You're all fantastic. I love having all of you around. It's a delight, genuinely. Have fun in the spicy stream? I will. Congrats to Faith again? Yes, yes. We're very happy. We're very happy for Faith. Doing better. Alright, right. Who are we gonna raid? Let's see. Who am I following? Wait a second. What is this? What's Vero doing? Vero is the artist doing my emotes. Playing some sort of game with a couple other people. Akemi and others. So, we're gonna raid over there. Yay? Yeah. Oh my god. Right? Yeah. Very excited. So let's do Are We Blind? Someday, this will be a chat command and I won't have to type it every time. Someday, I'll stand atop the mountain and proclaim,
I'm gay.
yeah, thank you. I'm gay. Thanks for the fun Valentine's stream. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that glad I did it. I'm glad y'all had a good time. Wu-Tang, y'all. Trust Whitey. So excited to do the new stuffs. Emotes are how I communicate. We got some real good ones coming in. I'm actually gonna ask Vero if I can start rolling out the ones that are finished while I wait for the rest to be done. Merc album win? I don't know. Now that I have a real mic, I could actually do some sort of music stuff, but I'm not actually very good at it. I'm sort of like, it's similar to how I am with chess. You know, I'm good enough to beat most of the people that I personally know IRL, but I'm not good enough to beat anybody who actually knows how to play chess. That's kind of the same with music, you know, like. I'm usually like I'm up there among like the best completely untrained, like never really did anything like people when it comes to music. The moment anybody who has like done a single day of trading rolls it, I get blown out of the water. Like... All right, everybody. That is that. So I will see you on the other side. Thank you all for being here again. Be nice to Vero. Catch you around. Bye.